Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LAN Madness and the LAN Lubbers tournament. You got me, Tom Snuffles, and you got King Boo here chilling out with the flowers. All three of you, welcome.
Looking down on your crowd, are you?
Yeah, well, no, hey, it's the three best people. It's me, you, and Ryder.
And you haven't even updated me to get the flowers.
And Big. I haven't. I'll get round to that at some point. Maybe this stream while we're casting. I've got lots of lecky tape in various colours, so maybe we'll make lecky tape flowers. We'll see.
Lovely.
We'll see how we go. And B1gWalt, what's up, B1gWalt? I think we're gonna cast one of your games. In fact, I think we're gonna do that first. So no spoilers. Okay, because it's been a while since we've done casting, and by we I mean me and you. I don't think we've casted together in
No.
ever.
That's
a long time.
It's a long time.
That's a long
Been waiting
time.
my whole life for this time.
And here I am disappointing already. Well, what shouldn't be a disappointment is the series. So I would love to jump into like a tasteful map draft or something, because I don't actually know what's coming up. So does it do it in like real time for how they did the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
That's
if you can speed it up manually or whether it's just you can feel their tension and their nervousness as they pick.
I can cope with tension and nervousness. B1gWalt, he's got no tension and nervousness. He's gone straight for LAN Madness.
It's going straight after the name.
Yeah,
Cape of Storm's the fun map.
it is. I still can't quite get my head round how to win on it.
Can't be letting out trade secrets, but
Is it delete all your army?
apparently not.
Not yet.
Oh, I haven't tested that one yet.
There we go. Boo can go down there, so everybody can see my neck for the next few moments. We've got bands of Golden Swamp and Islands. That's probably a good thing. I don't think I've actually seen Golden Swamp played this tournament yet.
I've played it a couple of times and I've seen some other games, but it's probably a map that people, they don't mind, but also they can probably think your opponent's got something well prepped on it and you just want to avoid it.
It was in the map draft for a while, wasn't it? So
It's a awkward one as well, with a hybrid style.
I have been enjoying Hamburger being in the
Oh,
map at the moment.
it's great fun.
It's like, I guess I've randomed Koreans. I wonder what I'm gonna do.
Just need the dream team of Koreans, Teutons, Byzantines.
Sicilians in there, like fucking Japanese, whatever. Like, it's such a toxic map, and I love it. And the fact that it's in the map pool is great.
Right. Maps. Dry River #1. Full Fish. Walt with Gold Rush Land Madness wanting open standard land maps. Spudji with Cape of Storms Hideout wanting more strategic maps, it looks like. Looking for preparation over raw ability.
I think a very sensible choice to make when you're a 1230 up against a
Exactly.
1630.
You don't want to go with standard meta. It's what can you throw a curveball in there.
I think Aztecs is a pretty immediate ban. I think that's very
Yeah.
sensible.
Like Gold Rush, they're just stupidly strong on as well.
Mm.
Also, it's just Aztecs. They're just obnoxious.
Really, really powerful Civ. Have been for the entire duration that they've been in the game.
Well, if you think about how good they are now, and then realise they've only been nerfed since they came out, you realise just how ridiculous they once were.
They were cracked.
They were cracked.
They were by far the best 1v1 Civ in HD.
For years.
Yeah.
And then eventually Mayans overtook them.
And
Where the Mayans are gone.
to which Spudji's like, you know what I don't want to play? Mezzo. So
not messing around. Eagles, get out.
Absolutely love it. and more sensible picks of Lithuanians and Saracens.
That feels like Lithuanians a very strong pick for Cape of Storms. Can realistically play any of the maps.
Yeah.
Saracens feels like very
Hideout
much
plan.
let's not mess around with market abuse, archers that are going to kill my buildings. I want to be able to predict what's coming. Hideout, Gold Rush are probably the two that stand out for Saracens.
There's a gold rushy map. Okay.
Well, if you abuse the market and get to a crossbow spike very quickly, then
Yeah.
it can be dangerous.
Tatars. So, Tatars, Cape of Storms, right? You want to get...
Absolutely. If you're going to galley nerd on the water and use the hills, it's a great idea.
That's what I'm after.
You might just lose all the land.
Who cares about land if you're microwaving ships on the ocean?
Never lose the hill, it'd be fine.
B1gWalt is a big cav boy. Mongols, Japanese, Franks.
Looks like Mongols, Japanese are very strong. Cape of Storms, Civs. Franks, I reckon, is a land madness pick. Whereas Tatars, Berbers both traditionally favour Gold Rush, but both can be used on other maps as well.
Berbers has been a pretty popular pick all over.
I think, especially in the plate, because if you can get to the comfort zone, which a lot of players have, of spamming their cheap cav, then it's very strong.
Italians, that's got to be a Cape of Storms pick.
I think it has to be.
Especially when you see what you're up against. Mongols, Japanese, Franks. Italians can do quite well against those civs on a Cape of Storms type thing, but at the same time, because people can get to you on land, and the Italians' land is going to be pretty weak until late Castle Age when they've got a mass of their unique unit. I just think it's so vulnerable.
Only if you're up against
like
big
Mongols.
cav, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mongols want to start really quickly. I guess Italians, you've got cheaper fishing ships, cheaper age up. You can try and keep up with that sort of early aggression.
Britain's hideout pick?
Hideout or Gold Rush, I think.
Mm.
Exceptionally strong civ.
I don't see Britain's as much as I used to.
Well, don't know why.
Gajaras, they're fucking cracked. Oh my god, they're cracked. They're so much fun, but they are cracked.
You just throw me back to Ted against Squeaker on Gold Rush, where the elephants, they just delete buildings, the siege elephants. It's just so stupid. When they're going to get a nerf, I don't know, but it's well needed.
Yeah. It's tough because you feel like they are easy enough to kill, and then they just don't die. They just keep going, rolling their elephant-y ways through. What is fun is killing them with your Mongol unique unit. That's great. Because they're still...
If Walt's got both of them, then good luck.
Yeah. Malian, yes! Let's go!
Are we going to see full longsword?
Yes, we are.
Right.
Okay, prediction. Spudji, he's going to pick Malians. He's going to pick Malians on Land Madness. It's going to be amazing. Nobody's going to expect it. They're going to come steaming through and they're going to kill all. It's going to be great. It's going to be his one win. That's it. It was going to be a 3-0, but now 3-1.
Malian longsword.
Malian longsword play.
Incas, is that a pick just because Aztecs and Mayans have been banned? You hate eagles. I'm still picking them.
I think Incas is such an unfortunate civ. Because
they're really good.
They should be great.
They are great. Just when you've
got them on arena.
But the only issue is you've got Aztecs and Mayans who are just broken everywhere.
Yeah.
So Incas get overlooked.
They're a counter civ, right? Like they spend so much of their effort on countering what other civs are good at.
Somewhat like Byzantines do.
It's just like, is Incas a better counter civ than the Gajaras at the moment? I'm not sure.
Gajaras, I don't know. They're just awkward to play against. So I think it's very easy to fall into their traps at the moment with such good eco. Whether they get worked out more in the next few weeks, we'll have to see. But they're in a position where they are very, very strong.
I'd like to see people be able to counter Gajaras a bit better. And what's crazy is that the Hindustani are currently stronger, which is absurd to me because I think Gajaras are like the most ridiculous thing.
think a lot of people slept on just how good the Indian eco was.
Yeah.
And so now that's been transferred over, and people have seen, oh look, new Civ, they've tried them out, and it's cracked. If they had better units than they do, they would be up there with Aztec's Mayans. Like, their eco's that good.
It's the sort of immortal light cavalry that are shredding archers. It's just so much fun. What a ridiculous unit. That should be in their fucking castle. That unit. It's so.
Those Shrivamsha riders.
Yeah, they're so ridiculous.
They're going to get nerfed at some point. I don't know what they're going to do with them.
I don't know what the nerf can be. I mean, I loved back when they first
using
came out, and like they could just be like, Onager shot, nah.
Nah, I'll eat that.
It didn't hit me. It didn't.
That counts as one of the 5.
Yeah. It's like facing a child in like a laser tag fight or something where you shoot them like dead on the thing and they're like, no, it didn't hit me.
Nope. Not today.
Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely love it. But here we are. We've got a full selection of civs. Have you got a leaning to which civ selection you might prefer?
Walt. He's got Britons, he's got Mongols, and he's got Gujaras, which I think are the big 3 for these maps.
I think I agree. Bear in mind, I see Malians, I see Malay. There's plenty.
There's temptation there.
Of temptation there, and there's opportunities for funky plays.
Holes is a big one for that.
For sure.
I think both Gold Rush and Hideout, there's potential to use their eco really well.
But I think that's what Spudji's got to go for. He's got to go for plays that will throw B1gWalt off, because if they play one to one, B1gWalt should take this.
You can't allow a considerably better player on paper to play in their comfort zone.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out of yours, but it's how can you bring them to your level and play the game you want to play. It at least gives you a chance.
And speaking of chances, we're ready to chance a game. Let's hop into game 1. Dry River, yeah.
What civs we going for?
I think Britons and Malians.
Damn, you're good.
Oh shit, Malians are going to slap. They're going to go full longswords, and Britons are going to get absolutely...
So, before you go on too much of a tangent about Malian longswords,
yeah,
Britons don't get thumb ring. So the champ skull against thumb ring arbs, I do not like. But without thumb ring, I quite like them.
I love the play. Bear in mind that you can start rolling in Feudal Age. You send those units forward, and don't even bother trying to micro them. You just send them. It doesn't matter if they die; they're cheap. You throw that shit out, and you keep focusing on building your economy and getting yourself up to castle.
Especially in a map like this.
Castle, and you get that longsword upgrade. They go from being able to micro you down to not a fucking chance. You shred that shit. It's 2022 Malian longsword to take down a TC. 22.
You don't need to build many farms. You have map control here. That increases castle age time. It increases production. If there's an opportunity to use them, it's here. You've got the Civ matchup. You've got the map.
This is my moment, and
you said Spudji 1 win. Is this it? The longsword dream.
See, the thing is, if Spudji doesn't play it that way, if it ends up being a Malian Cav fight, which Malian Cav are perfectly respectable, they get some upgrades. I would say in a Cav fight they're perfectly decent, and considering raiding and the speed of it, I could definitely believe that Cav is the way that they would go. If he did that, I don't think he has a chance.
Oh,
because I'd be so disappointed.
I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. So, for those of you who are just clicking in, I'm very, very into the Malians as a civ. You might never have noticed before. B1gWalt playing as the Britons. Is Britons traditionally a good pick on this map? I wouldn't have thought so.
It's not one that I've come across on this map yet. I think people have tended to prefer cav civs, or at least civs that can go into cav or cav archers later on, because of how open the middle is and how hard it is to lock it down.
It is open, but at the same time, while we're saying it's open, there's a lot. It's because of how the pawn placement is. It's very wallable, and Britons are great on wallable maps.
Yep.
There's
and cheap TCs,
there's
open
plenty of
map,
gold.
place them everywhere.
And if you get up to your mass, keeping your gold mass up is really quite. Your archer mass up is really quite important. So,
Keep picking that up.
nice, spudji. Oh,
That's how to
and
start.
the quiet part of that is that also denied the house. So, excellent stuff there. Didn't cause any idle TC time, but still irritating.
Still a Vil lead.
We take those. If I tried to do that, I would not have 4 seconds of TC idle time. I'd kill one villager and have 40 seconds of TC idle time.
This is what I mentioned earlier. You need to play slightly aggressive, take your opponent out of their comfort zone. Straight into Walt's head. Straight in, aggressive, picking the Vil. What you want to see.
And it's there. It's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen. The barracks will be on the way. We're going to be clicking up. 21 pop.
We're going to see men at arms.
Yeah, for sure.
But how many? The answer's not enough, but how many?
So I think in this matchup you can double barracks this. 4-5 on gold with the amount of food that you can get from the fish. You can double barracks this and start pumping that out nice and early. And the Britons are going to have a real tough time if they're defending with archers, because your mass is hitting them before they've even started producing.
And as you mentioned earlier, it's quite easy to wall between the ponds.
So
surely you're thinking smaller choke points, can mass your archers up and fall back to them, make it awkward for the long swords or the men at arms to engage with you. They don't have mobility. They need to force the fight.
And that's... If Britons were up against any other civ, except the Gajaras, or any of the elephant archer civs, elephant civs are the new hard counter to the Britons.
Are they, though?
I think so.
Got halbs, though. And long-range arbs.
They do outrange the elephants quite a lot, but the elephants...
And that is such a pain.
Yeah, while they're running away from those slow-ass stompy boys.
But we are seeing men at arms from Spudji.
B1gWalt knows, though. He's already walling in, which is nice. Imagine if this is man at arms towers from the Malians.
I don't mind towers on this map. If you get one tower down, you can deny Walt off of the fish pond he's on, and another one right next to it. Potentially even 3 because of how it is.
I think the value is quite good because you effectively take 100 food away from them and 100 wood and all of the fish. Yeah, value is good.
Yeah, and it's the idle time for the Vils walking back as well. I think what you're going to see is Spudji is dropping a range. So you're going to see a more standard men-at-arms archers opening. And then I think you'll see the longsword or even champion switch later in the game when the economy is built up.
Yeah.
I think that's it's the less fun approach, but I think it's the more sensible one for this map.
It is the traditional approach, and the traditional approach is dull. He should be dropping a second barracks and getting up to like 10 man-at-arms and just go and rush down the archery range. Yeah, it's fine. He'll make like 4 or 5 archers, whatever. Ignore them. Kill the range.
I want to see where Spudji's first couple of archers go as they're created. Q's archer skirm first. Because I want to see them come straight to these villagers on the fish.
Yes. This play relies very heavily on being in your opponent's base, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be putting aggro on, because as soon as any aggro comes back towards you, you're having a really crap time. The other thing that it relies on is getting the first armor upgrade. If you don't get the first armor upgrade,
Yeah, we're not seeing the last man at arms this time.
so,
It's sad.
I'm being absolutely cucked. Though we might get a Vil pick. So
It's another Vil pick.
There's
And crucially,
value there.
the men at arms have kept B1gWalt at home.
Men at arms into archers.
Yep.
Men at arms into archers.
Classic.
But at the same time, B1gWalt expected this, right? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, let's just just pathing. Oh yeah, that's fine.
This is fine. Men at arms is just sit there.
So he's just so tanky. He's flexing.
He's trying to show off, and it just backfired a bit. I do like this skirmisher that's sat on top of the fish. Wish it was a couple of archers, but it's going to distract.
And this isn't a bad start for Spudji. I think he's been forced into getting wheelbarrow, possibly by
being housed. Yeah, it's not what you want to get because you're not making farms, so it's got far less use.
Yeah.
But it's map control of the fish, got 2 Vil picks. I think this is a very good start.
Yeah, I was about to be waxing lyrical about how happy I was with that start, with a bit of man at arms play, and then he houses himself for 15 seconds. But same time, who else has housed themselves for 15 seconds? Fucking B1gWalt. So it's even, baby.
But yeah, they're both. Well, Walt's now dropping his second range. Spudji's on 2 already. Armor's already in for Walt. He's not messing around.
No, I think armor's a very good pick. It helps in the fight with the archers, and it means that if somebody does go heavily into military, your archers do take an extra hit, right? So
yeah.
The value.
The only difference fletching has is obviously gives you the extra range as well, which is more important, but shouldn't be underestimated unless you're leery, in which case you just dodge ballistics every time anyway, so nothing matters.
It's why I really quite enjoy going archers as Koreans. It's like having that immediate armor is really quite useful.
People forget.
Don't you just love when people take engagements without quite realizing what advantage you've got? Yeah.
Jordan and Boa might have done that without fletching.
Oh, another pick.
3. And Walt's felt the need to drop a stable to clean up these skirms. This is huge. I think Spudji's in a great spot.
Yeah, bear in mind that he's 1 Vil behind, but with wheelbarrow. So, you know, when that eco really starts rolling, it'll put him in a good spot. And when he's got his transition into longswords, he's going to absolutely slap.
Dropping a stable, though, at home, which is just... I get it when this is developing into a skirm war, and Malians obviously get the better cav than Britons, but is it the most fun option?
It's definitely not the most fun option. It really isn't.
But they're playing to win, not for our own entertainment.
And it's that thing that we worried about. He's playing it very, very sensibly. He's playing it almost meta. There's a Vil coming for, and she's running. Oh shit! Fuck no! Run back. This not a great fight for Spudji. He was taking really good engagements, but I think he's going to lose his military mass now.
If you can clean the archers, then I think you're fine.
I think
because you dropped a stable, so a couple of scouts will clean the skirms. You're not a threat to your eco anymore. I think Spudji's done well enough here. It's not been a great fight, but it's not catastrophic.
What's amazing is just how even their idle time is between the two of them with all of this aggro that's going
3
on.
3 kills. It all goes back to that early aggression from Spudji, and it's going to pay off. It essentially makes up for having to get wheelbarrow, and then wheelbarrow will start benefiting you more and more.
It's a smooth start. I do like the look of B1gWalt's eco though. Like, he's got the farms already placed. He's got a decent amount of wood. Like he's at the point where double range is a thing. He's prepping in his head to being able to click up to Castle Age in the next kind of 2 or 3 minutes.
Spudji's already up. And that is the difference from having the fish still.
Shit!
This is 7 Vils on fish. It's not even that many.
The long swords will be on the way, baby.
But the investment in the fish and maintaining the map control for the fish is this difference in Castle Age.
Oh, the pathing. The pathing.
Yeah, having to abandon the fish now, but it's got its value. And It's going to be double stable knights.
Fucking hate it. Oh god, I feel so miserable. Like, how dare he do this to me?
It's sensible, but it's just not the most entertaining.
It's really
And
not.
obviously, this tournament, the rulebook should have said, what you're playing for is Tom Snuffles as entertainment.
Exactly.
If you're not doing that, get out.
Part of the prize pool is, you know, for the winner, a smooth touch on the butt. But you know, if Spudji won like this with Malians and not going longswords, he would not get that smooth touch on the butt, not one bit.
That's all I'm here for.
It's the only thing I have to offer. This is some good damage, good idling from B1gWalt, and this is where some trouble comes in.
Is there a hole in that wood line? I think Walt could have just walked through.
Maybe.
I'm trying to tell myself because I can't. I think there is, yeah.
We're going to get some Vilpix here.
But yeah,
Got
it's
it.
all good.
No?
More sensible to go back to the gold and try and find more damage.
Stops the knight. That's it. Like, if you can keep the knight numbers low. Because we're not, like, we're going to land in Castle Age at a competitive time. I don't think any damage will come our way. And it's not like we've only got the first armor upgrade on these knights, so it's not the most threatening thing just yet.
I think Walt he should lose most of his army, though.
Yeah.
And he's having to retreat all the way. He was probably caught too far forward. I think in this sort of situation, if you're forward when your opponent hits Castle Age, you need to go and hide in a corner or commit to doing serious damage. And I think there's potential for Spudji to take full map control again, take the fish, and get aggressive.
Here's the thing, right? So we're already transitioning to a sort of pike defense to deal with this.
Sensible.
It is very, very sensible. But this is where I think Malians can be so damn strong. Because you force a pike defense, and so you make fucking longswords.
Which then, if you get the archer numbers low before the pike defense,
there is no counter. Absolutely, I think they're cracked. Nobody agrees with me, but I'm a firm believer. The only thing that hard counters my Malian play is anything with elephants.
Because you don't get Halb.
It's why you don't want it to go past Castle Age. Because when it's still pikeman, it's fine.
True. This gold is opened up now for damage, and there is big potential to raid eco, which I think is what Spudji needs to do now.
Yeah, and the wood line's open. Position.
Oh, I like this. TC on the fish. That is for pure food eco.
Monk defense in there as well. We should get a conversion there, right? Like that.
He ran away.
Whoa.
Need to pray to RNGesus.
RNGesus is not being Spudji's friend, but like this does not feel like
there we go.
A 400 kilo difference.
Nope.
At all.
That's what we like.
Like it's so close. You can see that B1gWalt has plenty of skill at the back of him. But he's being thrown for an absolute loop by Spudji coming in. Maybe he saw Malians and has seen so much of me raging about how good longswords were, he just didn't expect the cav.
It's solid play from Spudji. Getting on top of your opponent early on as well is crucial. Not letting Walt play his standard meta game that he wants to.
Oh, get some good... Ooh, look at the reactions.
Nice. Dodges.
Swift and smooth. Okay, so we're on the 2 TCs. The longer we can keep Britons on 1 TC, the better.
He's added in second now, but what matters is B1gWalt has 5 Vils that have snuck back out to Shorefish. Yeah. Spudji has 6 already with a TC queued to the fish. So in terms of economic difference, that's huge. Because fish means you don't need to place farms, which then means you don't need wood, which means you can have more Vils elsewhere to produce army.
Oh yeah, I love these raids. We do have the second armor upgrade as well.
But Walt's sneaking off for a counterattack. I'm just wondering if Spudji's seen that.
I mean, how much is exposed for a counter?
Well, with the TC there and the knights queued next to it, not much. especially with a third TC going up there on the gold.
That's
I
it.
think spudji's base is great.
Safe. And that's a scary night mass as well. Less scary if you lose half of them to the pikes, but you know, whatever.
I was engaging with half the knights rather than all of them at the same time. But could clean the crossbows as well. Back. Oh, Tom.
Yes, baby. Yeah, that's it's fucking on. Let's go, baby.
It was men-at-arms into archers for map control to get the quicker castle time.
No, don't kill the Phil! Don't do it! The Phil needs to finish what I need.
It's knights for map control and add eco for the ultimate play.
Yes, so smooth.
The monk is gone, the crossbows are going. It's time to party.
Oh, it'll be such a flex. Such a goddamn flex. And with it's 11 military to 3. Archer mass is gone. He's got to know. He's seen the barracks on the way. So he's got to know that's coming.
You've got one option now. You have to play your own.
He needed a... Do you know what's even better? Somebody throws up a castle for defense. Who gives a shit? You just kill the castle. It takes ages to get murder holes. And by the time you
get arson, then you kill the castle.
Exactly. You just shred that fucking castle. Oh.
The dream.
I'm like Cappy hearing about the pub seeing this kind of play. Still no armor upgrades yet, though.
They'll come. You got the siege coming as well.
Siege is a waste. That should have just invest in the third barracks. Who needs siege when you've got destroy boys?
It's going to be longsword siege. It's triple barracks.
This man, he brought me so low by tricking me into thinking that he wasn't going to do this. And here it comes. Six crossbows and 8 pikes does not stop this play. And once again, Malians, right, in tournament play, going full longsword when it comes down to it, it's going to get the win again.
Walt's seen the knights. He knows double stable knights is a thing. He needs pikemen. He wants to build his crossbow mass because that's what Britons do best.
But you can't. It is a significant investment into wood units as well. He's been kept low. And I guess because he was later to castle, and it's all being forced off that fish, being later to castle, he's been on the back foot ever since.
And that has allowed Spudji to dictate the tech switches. And I love it.
Oh, this mangonel to this one pike.
It'll survive. It's fine. But yeah, mangonels are going to allow you to pressure the buildings really quickly. You're going to be thinking night siege, night siege, night siege.
Here's the thing: does Spudji click up?
Yeah.
Or does he go full longsword investment right now?
Okay, so the fun bit is you go for longsword. The sensible option, you click up and you go champion. Although we've just seen 10 queued up. And then get
deleted.
Queued up and realise I can go in.
Spudji, you're killing me here. You're killing me.
Spamming a monastery at the back of the base to get up as well.
Missing one building for it, but there we go. On the way to him.
It's fine. We're up. Right, we're going to see the champions. And the best thing is, Walt's nowhere near clicking. Putting down a castle because he's under so much pressure.
And he's having to like heavy wall. But
and it's stone walls as well.
Yeah.
This bit he knows he's in trouble.
He really feels it.
But he doesn't know how much trouble.
No, like, do you want to wait for chat? We still don't have any fucking upgrades for it though. like at all.
First armor's coming in, and I imagine the rest will start following.
Is there a hole? Is there a hole? So close, so close.
Is there? No. Wait, yes there is. Yes there is. Oh boy, this is a disaster.
Oh god. If the GG comes in before I get fucking swords out, I am gonna... I swear to God, I will be so cross with B1gWalt. I'll be so cross. I just want to see him, man.
But this is just pushing more and more into thinking knights. He's on his way to Imp. He's going to be thinking Halb.
That investment.
Halb's not what we're going for.
No.
How's not needed?
I would have preferred the second armor upgrade instead of the attack, but you know, whatever.
Always. You just go full armor.
Especially as the Malians. They're built for it.
Arson's in as well.
Yes, please. He needs
Tear
more.
down those buildings.
Needs more barracks. 4, not enough. He needs them
5.
forward.
It's going up. Oh, they're coming in. I want to see more and more and more.
Yeah, give me that. Give me that. Fuck Capram, man. You got Arson. You've got fucking two-handed
Capram
swords.
should have been turned to swords. Second armor's coming in. Eco upgrades are coming in. Spudji knows what's up.
You don't need eco. Eco's overrated when you've got fucking 50 swordsy boys.
This is the difference. Spudji's got a significant presence on fish, and Walt doesn't. It's playing the map.
He's played the map really, really well.
And it all stems to that early feudal age aggression.
This... something has been bugging me for the past few minutes. And I've only just noticed what it is now. It's that I don't have any game sound. I'm kind of missing that. It's lonesome not hearing the sound of these champions on the way when they roll. I want to hear the destruction.
You just need Grandy in the background doing all the sounds for you.
Yes,
personally.
please. I don't need it to be the real game sounds. Just Grandy going pa-ching, pa-ching, pa-ching.
Gotta get it in time though.
Hey, that's a decent mass. Like
it is. But
why are you putting the long sword? But two-handed swordsmen don't need to go in. The amount of micro that you have to do to deal with this kind of unit mass.
Needing the last armor, and then I think Spudji's fine. Capram's going to tear through that range.
This was not good. This was not good unit control though.
Well, I think there may have been a little bit of panic seeing a unit that he didn't want to see.
But everybody else did.
Everyone else. Now they're just in. They're just going to start raiding. The next thing to do is click champion and just win.
He's already won. Like right now, but even if he were to lose, he's won the moral victory.
He's won in our hearts.
He's gone infantry against an archer civ, and you know what? That is the real joy of Age of Empires and civs. The diversity that you have within a game where infantry is hard countered by archers, and yet there are 2 civs in there that go, nah, fuck that. Goths are like, yeah, I've got a special unit just for this. And Malians are like, nah, I just make the regular shit. I got nothing special. I'm just here.
I'm just going to do it better. And then also you have Mezzo, who are just like, you know what? Let's just make Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
Fine. You got Archers? Fine. Get out of here.
Yeah, here's a unit that has bonus damage against Cav and Archers. Fucking Mezzo, man.
This is definitely balanced, isn't it, Mezzo? Yeah, right. Definitely, yeah.
I don't think the GG is super far off.
I don't think it is. That castle's going to fall, and I just don't know what you do to stop this second wave being prepped.
It did manage to wipe the first wave out before it did much in the way of damage. Like, that's great.
It's pinned the army numbers down, it's got rid of a castle, it's opened up the base to raid.
Murder Holes has come in, which is hilarious.
I cannot blame Walt for that. I think that's a great decision.
It's a very sensible decision.
It's just a bit too little, too late.
It takes maybe, 40, 45 champions to take down a castle with arson.
Oh, you don't need that many. You do not need that many.
Yeah,
obviously it depends how many archers are attacking. Yeah.
It's about 15 champions to kill a TC when you're being attacked by archers as well. Like,
20 attacking the TC and it's just a joke, it's already dead.
Like, there's nothing that you can do, and the GG is there, and fucking hell yeah, Malian swords win it again.
What we wanted to see.
Oh god, that was everything. Thank you, B1gWalt, for not
Allowing the dream to happen.
Oh. Yeah, that was good. Thank you for staying in the game long enough for that. Yeah. Bear in mind that B1gWalt didn't play that bad. Like,
he got pressured early, and it was almost relentless. By the time he pushed it back, Spudji was almost castle age, and then cleared up Walt's feudal army forward early on. So Walt couldn't gain back his disadvantage at that point. He didn't have time to. And then after that, it was Spudji dictating the game.
Fucking absolutely solid. Loved that. I loved that game. I might be biased, but I love that game. It's probably my favourite game of the tournament so far. It has no right being my favourite, but it is. And we're hopping back to the Boo and Tom, and I am hopping back to running out of things to drink. That is probably the best game one of a series that there has ever been.
It's a good map, and it's just played out perfectly.
Spud is a smurf. Like, that was brilliant. Even not counting the Malians play, like Spud
was just good play
on the back foot from the start, and that is massive to do at a 400 elo difference. Like the difference between 1200 and 1600 is much bigger than the difference between like 1800 and 2k. Like that's huge.
It's a huge difference. So, overcoming it, yeah, well played.
Very, very well played. So, Spudji takes Dry River in a relatively convincing fashion, which means that we hop into B1gWalt's pick now.
Gold Rush or LAN Madness?
Yeah. Did they go in order? Because this is the first 5 that I see, or do they get to pick?
You can pick either.
Oh, okay.
So he has to pick one of his 2, but he can pick either of them.
Okay, so... Ooh. So... But who do you pick for your Civ?
So, if it was me, I think you've gone one game down to a player who you should be beating. You pick the map you feel most comfortable on, you pick the best Civ for it, and you just go and slap them.
So
you assert dominance game 2.
So, Gold Rush, Gujaras, let's go.
That's what I think I think that's what it is.
If that
actually, what I think the sensible pick is LAN Madness Franks. Great Civ, perfect for the map. It's his first pick, but I don't think that's what he's going to do.
Excellent. Let's dive in. Let's see what we've got. We've got 10 people here cheering along with us. Let's go. And LSD River, who is up there in being one of the best audience members that you can have. LAN Madness Gujaras? I'd love Gujaras on LAN Madness. I don't think I've seen...
Sick.
I should have seen Gujaras on LAN Madness, because that sounds like the perfect pick.
I've seen them once, but it didn't work out, but I think that was a massive skill difference.
Franks, Tatars, Gold Rush. Non-standard, but I mean, Franks can lock this map down, right?
With castles, yeah, but Tatars is a perfect pick against Franks.
Because of the Cav Archers, right?
They really struggle against Cav Archers, and you get access to camels. So that can ease your transition into Cav Archers. Plus, you still have a good eco as Tatars.
LSD River may be drunk, but he's here. Hey, LSD River, I'm drunk and I'm here too. We can both be drunk and here together. I mean, I am running out. This bottle is very low. I should have grabbed a top up before we started. Oh, God. Mistakes have been made.
George and Ted, yeah, Franks Tatars is a horrible matchup for Franks. I'd consider it a Civ win for Tatars.
Which,
if you're the lower player...
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. especially when you're riding high from such a convincing win game 1.
It is. Well, Britons were used. It made. Looking at the draft, we both said Gujaras.
Yeah.
And I think Gujaras would have been an amazing pick against Tatars.
Well, Gujaras would have been a pretty darn good pick against the Malians as well. I mean, they're just a good...
Actually, no. I think Malians is good against Gujaras.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that you can do, especially because the amount of eco damage that you can do can really keep keep the Gujaras on the back foot, because they really need their eco, because everything they've got to do is so damn expensive. But I think if the Gujaras get going, I don't think the Malians have a huge amount that they can do.
Oh, the thing is, the longswords counter camels and Shravamshas. So as long as you're secure and walled at home, you can then start pushing it. It forces the Gujaras into chakram throwers, which obviously needs castles.
That's
big
true.
Economic investment. So
those chakram throwers, if they start if they get up to even a minor math, they're just so ridiculous.
They're useless and pointless until they're not, and then suddenly everything just disappears on the map.
They're like the throwing axemen on steroids.
But one of them is useless, 2 of them is useless, 3 of them is useless, 10 of them, bye, army's gone.
Yeah, it's because they're scorpions on legs.
Exactly. So stupid, but I love it.
Yeah, I love playing as the Gujaras. I hate playing against them.
That's how you know you got a good civ.
Yeah, it certainly is. At the same time, I'm not a huge fan against playing against the Franks, because the things that they do really well.
Yeah.
Their cavalry is so strong, their map control, after you've got it with solid cavalry, then you can lock it down with cheap castles that are pretty easy to get out. They can be
Especially
really
at this level, they're so predictable, but you still have to beat it.
Yeah, it's like you can predict it, but it's still coming for you.
Doesn't matter if you predict it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can
Spudji's
predict the big bolt
opening
will be
Brush.
tilted.
See militia queued up already.
Is militia good?
Depends if you understand how the map spawns. Which, if we have a look at the middle, this is where it matters, because there's a raised. Oh, don't lose your scout. Okay, well played.
Or if you do, all of those sheep were very close together. If he'd have dived his fucking scout in, he would have killed all of his sheep.
Drush, you need the scout alive to know where to hit. But yeah, if we look at the middle, then it's where the wolves, or in this case, the jaguars, spawn. They don't spawn in a line between your TC and the middle of the map, and then between the middle of the map and your opponent's TC. But otherwise, they're all the way around the ring. So navigating it is quite tricky.
Wait, hold the damn phone. You're saying that there is always a clear path between you and your opponent?
Yeah, it's like a clock. So you have the middle is that relic that was in the middle, and one hand is going to point to your opponent, the other hand towards you. It's just not always a straight line.
Holy shit! I never knew this.
It's only for this is stolen from Hidden Cup 4.
Right. So this isn't necessarily for the one that you'd play yourself in.
It's not a ladder. But
that would be amazing.
It is amazing. Spudji did navigate it properly by ignoring the middle and just walking around the outside.
At the same time, Feudal Age landing quite comfortably for the Franks.
Stable going straight up. Predictable, but it's strong.
How many has he got on berries? Do you go heavier onto berries with Franks, or
no? You go same number, 4.
Look at those. The reactions are so quick. Doesn't even touch him. Fucking B1gWalt is playing. He's tilted after the last game. He's tilted and cross.
He knows he needs to win.
He's going full try fucking hard right now. Yeah, exactly, you bip. I wish I'd have known that. It's with a bit of minor scouting, you can beeline yourself straight there. Oh, the walls are so swift.
Walt's not messing around. Spudji found the early damage in the first game. He's not letting that happen game 2.
Not at all. It is really quite impressive from B1gWalt.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing is that Spudji, he's thrown himself off a bit. Last time he was playing near flawlessly. This time, there's been 45 seconds of TC idle time.
Still put good pressure on.
Yeah.
Got the map control. Getting walled up. Should be fine.
Hasn't managed to do any damage though. And here's the thing, scouts.
Oh no! Look at the back of Spudgy's base. No, the walls.
Oh no!
No.
You do just click over, right? When it's like one more fucking time, you just click one more.
Well, you do.
Like
apart from when you're playing, then apparently no one does.
Oh,
Oh.
it's rough. We've had a lot of villager idle time doing all of these walls as well, though.
But Walt
So
has only
yeah.
just cleaned up the drush. He's still not even shown up. So
And he went to the wrong side.
yeah, so I think it's a win. I think it's fine.
Worth it.
Yes, there's a bit of an awkward bit of walling unnecessarily, but
We'll
I
still
think
be able
Spudge
to
is in a good
pass off
spot.
this, like ish. He's like, oh no, hold the fucking foot. Well, okay, close enough.
I'm interested to see how much food comes in from these ostrich that are being long distanced, because that could make all the difference.
He's
Might
not got
just
any
be
vills
doable.
close to this area of wall.
He's sending now. Easy. What are we seeing? Blacksmith. I think a range, a bit short on wood, but a range should come up as well. I'm hoping to see straight into cav archer if possible.
Well, that's the win condition,
hole.
right?
There's a hole.
Oh fuck! Oh, that's massive. Like that's game ruining.
I think that could be game. Okay, only one of them actually has got in. Okay. Crisis averted.
It could be worse.
It's bad. It's not game ending. We're fine. We're
Oh,
fine. Don't panic. We're fine.
giving us some stress. Didn't even lose a vill. Okay.
Gonna be a bit short of the FC. Probably needed a couple of farms. Looks like market's gonna go up. Buy your way up.
Look at how many are on the berries right there.
Well, that's how you make up for not making farms.
Yeah, compare that to B1gWalt though, who is
His eco's beautiful.
just stunning. Second stable on the way, and in fact, he's gonna click up at smoothly.
Yeah, because he's
Like,
only
very
invested in 3 scouts, maybe 4 in total. I don't know how he's lost 1 or 2, but this is a really good position.
He's 4 vills ahead.
Yeah.
Mad. That's
2
absolutely.
of that's through idle time. Walt has lost 1 vill. Spudgy's lost 2.
What did Spudgy lose a vill?
Well, 1 was killed by a scout as they got in, and I'm guessing the other one must have been lost to a boar. It was missed early on.
Ah, F's in the chat.
It's the Jaguar rush.
Spudgy.
It's only 2. It's not going to do anything. It's just fun at this point. It's just good scouting from the spearman and a bit of annoyance.
He could end up getting that those 2 jags on this one villager building the house and wall. Like he could do that.
The big brain play is you go and find the vill that brought the boar in that's weak. No, I think you just go and stick them in a wood line and just be annoying.
Nice response. That was a waste. The TC kills the jags before the spearman.
Yeah, but I think you've seen what's going on. You've got a bit more intel.
This is more how I expected this matchup to go, right? B1gWalt playing Franks, playing it very, very comfortably. Huge point lead. Clicks up to Castle Age earlier. Not by much, but
This eco's in a much better spot as well.
way, way better. The amount of investment that we've had to put into farms right now means that Spudgy can't go so comfortably into Cav Archer.
It's a wood investment that's gonna hit you and hit you later. Whereas if you'd managed to go Archers in feudal age, set up your eco, then get into crossbow, then cav archer. You're in a much better position. Whereas the Frank's transition from scouts into knights, as he drops a second TC as well. It's just so smooth. There's a reason why Franks are good. Although it's going elite skirm as well. I think that's predicting the cav archer, and it's a decent play.
You know, we don't have bloodlines. In yet, yeah, it's spudji's eco is just not in the same place as it was.
You can't prioritize bloodlines on this low eco. You need to do husbandry, so you can hit and run.
For sure. For sure. I mean, ranges are on the way up, but he sees them. He sees them. He knows they're there. If you see 3 ranges, you know that the Tatars are not able to go for 2 TCs.
No, you double down on skirms.
Yeah.
And yes, Frank skirms absolutely suck late game. They don't get either bracer or last armor. So in imp they're useless. But in castle age, there's no problem with them. You just need to not get tunnel visioned into them. They need to be a unit to buy you time to get to the unit you really want to be playing.
I mean, cav archers are great and all, but 40 paladins is still 40 paladins, right?
Cav archers is one of the better options against paladin, but it's still paladin. And the best thing about paladin or knights in general is you can split them up and raid, whereas cav archers want to stay together.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing some chat, McGuffrey, and I kind of agree. Like some of the lower end players in the cup are not that far off from the players that were in the plate.
The way it was set up was deliberately so that if you missed the cutoff one way or the other by a slight elo difference, it wasn't going to come to bite you in the butt later on.
You'd still get some good games.
Yeah, you'd both end up in the plate knockouts, which is what's happened. So yes, you'll get a couple of games that are, or sets that are really uneven. You should also get a couple that are pretty damn well even.
Unless you were trash in the plate.
But then you're already out.
then you stuff. Hey, I got one win.
One win more than some people.
In my group, I came second last.
You're not the worst in the group.
Exactly. It's
you have bragging rights over someone.
My small. Well, it doesn't count. I won with Gajaras, and it's just like
I cheated.
That's what I feel. It feels like using how do you turn this on sometimes, especially when they were so new, and I'm not entirely sure my opponent had the DLC. So
the siege elephants is like having hacks where you can just click on your opponent's building and press delete.
How do you deal with Skirm Knight as Tatars?
Camel. And this is why I mentioned it earlier, that camels is the perfect way to help transition you into cav archers.
Yeah.
Because they're in low numbers, their bonus damage helps against the knights, they can chase down small numbers of skirms early on, and they can just give you that bit of mobility as well to stay with the cav archers, rather than relying on something like siege that's easier to snipe the knights. The other option is you add monks and convert knights to do the job for you. Or there's another option, which is called the Huns option. You drop 2 more rangers and you hope for the best.
Oh, that's not great. That's just... Let's just let the knights get some free damage. And we're running out of gold in the base for Spudji.
TC on the second gold at the base.
I mean, it's that eco difference though, right?
It is.
It's fucking massive. We're
12
bills.
Yeah, and 3 TCs against the second one only coming up now.
Have we got... And we've not got a thumb ring yet, or do we?
What, for
we must do. He's got...
Yeah, Tatars get it for free.
Sweet.
Whereas Franks won't get it at all. But getting ballistics now is sensible.
Skirm v Jag.
And the Jaguars get 2 picks on the Skirms. That's an even trade.
Yeah, well, shut up, you pip. Yeah, fine. I don't know. So, oh, that was a painful raid.
Ooh.
And steals the sheep.
Yes! Get rid of the Tatar eco bonus.
Fuck you, Tatars. You got nothing.
It's also the way Walt set himself up is he's got TCs covering more or less his entire economy.
Yeah, really
So
safe.
a loose Cav Archer raid would not do that much, especially without bloodlines or either armor.
It's so vulnerable to any sort of range response.
And Walt set up his economy and his base where mobility is not that big a factor, which does allow the skirms to work. Like the Cav Archers get a couple of vills, but I don't think they're going to do too well. No, get back out.
It doesn't matter to a couple of Vil picks here and there when you've got 20 Vil lead.
It's not a big deal.
Like whatever.
Not compared to whittling down the Cav Archer numbers.
Exactly, and like you are firmly on the back foot right here.
I think this is where, as Spudji, I think you need to go for a heavy play and don't let Walt get any control on the middle. You know his skirms are as good as they're ever going to be now. You've got to play more ranges, get a castle on top of Walt's base, and play for gold control. Frank trash options are not good.
But this is where it falls down again. Is like all of the things that we're suggesting with this heavy aggro require there to be some eco at the back of it. And right now, we've got 11 on food, so we can just about produce from 2 TCs.
Yeah, that's fine. It's Cav Archer numbers that need to increase with upgrades. But what you mentioned earlier about Franks and map control, Walt's going to drop a castle soon.
Yeah,
I hope he's going to place that to take control of some of the middle.
It's got to be right, or it's got to be right. There's 2 TCs right damn next to each other.
Yeah.
If a castle comes up right in the midst of them, like right there, that's game over. There's nothing you can do. It's done.
But that's also probably the best way to throw this game. Spudgy's getting a good raid though. But again, the 20-0 lead remains.
And the eco is still stable. He's being a nuisance. He's absolutely being a nuisance. He's stopping any knights coming forward, but
it's not enough.
It kind of feels like B1gWalt has stopped making.
Yeah, he's got
much in the way of military.
And there comes the castle. Middle of the map, start taking gold control. He knows he needs gold long term.
The fact that he's not making any more knights at all.
I think he wants to go in.
I think so too. With 36 on food, getting his skirm mass up, getting that click up to imp, and that's the thing. Is if he can get up to imp with a solid eco and part of the map locked off, Cavalier comes in against Castle Age Cav Archers.
It's incredibly awkward.
Yeah.
And you're looking at 6 pierce armor at that point. Cav Archers doing 8 damage, you're doing 2. So you're halving your damage output.
Spicy. Very spicy.
And if Paladin comes in, it's just game. I'd like to see Walt, he's dropping more farms. Get your eco up, 50, 60 farms.
I mean, he's close. Like, they're both as far off from Castle Age as each other, but there we go. Wheelbarrow comes in. When Wheelbarrow's done, Imp will be ready. On the way.
Yeah. Spudgy's looking to go for a quicker Imp with less eco. But as a civ that needs eco to play Cav Archer, Hussar with very expensive upgrades, I feel like this is playing into Frank's hands now.
He's still only 2 TC.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been really nice to see some form of maybe siege mixed in with this, with the Cav Archers.
You have to go forward siege and try and pressure the base, but then the siege gives up your mobility with Cav Archers, so it's a bit awkward.
It's true, but like we're not able to hit anything, and there's not been a huge amount of knights on the field. So, I don't know. It's tough.
If you had a bit of economy, you'd have the camels to do the job for you.
Yeah, but
and once you've got the camels, then you can add the forward siege, because they can protect it whilst the Cav Archers go and raid.
Kind of looks like we're still leaning into skirm.
Yeah, I think it's probably too heavy a play, considering they cap upgrades in Castle Age.
I mean, the
But
damage that they're doing is good.
they've still done exceptionally well. And this is the point.
Bloodlines, like Cav.
But no, Spudgy's going for gold control now. But I think he'll drop a second castle, and then the Treb War is his. And then
This is exactly what we expect from B1gWalt. Like, comfortable play. He's played his game. He's not been put in a position where he is playing in a way that he is uncomfortable.
No, he's managed the early aggression well, dealt with it, got into his macro game, and then he's played it well from there and carried it as the better player.
Look at that. It's over 30 vil difference now. He's on, like, what, 4, 5 TCs? 4. It's very small.
4? Yeah, 4.
4 TCs, pumping them out. And he's got, with 4 TCs, less TC idle time compared to his opponent with only 2.
To be fair, that's good idle time for 4 TCs at this point in the game.
Very much so. Very impressive. But then again, also to be expected when you're knocking on 50 fucking villagers on food.
He needs it to go Paladin. Now you can just spam to gold in the middle.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's like he's got the map control now. He's got full position. He's completely locked off that gold that's just at the bottom of the hill. That gold is pretty much safe now with 2 castles right there. He can take either one of those.
It's put him in a position where he could build a castle either side, as he drops the third on the right, to make a triangle.
Yeah.
And then you're creating, a double gold spot.
Triangle's super strong, as we all know.
Best shape in the world.
How to sober up in 4 hours. Wait, this isn't Google. You don't need to sober up, LSD River. You just ride the wave. The joy that you have right now, the buzz, just ride that buzz.
The thing is, if he sobers up, he can get hungover, and that's a bad idea.
Yeah, quite. Don't sober up. Just roll with it. Nobody knows if you're drunk, if you're always drunk. Right?
Life advice with Tom.
Life advice with Tom. Cavalier in. I expect some trebs on the way out.
One's already coming. Paladin's going to come soon. This is over. Walt's played this very well.
Completely sick. Not that he has much in the way of like night mass yet, but who gives a shit?
Clicked Paladin, he can just spam them. He doesn't need any more skirms. The skirms have done their job. He's probably over-invested a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a significant number of skirms. Considering we can't make any more paladins. We're at 190 pop.
And he's still queuing. 130 bills, that's fine. 50 skirms? Really?
Well, maybe he's going to pull a boo and he's going to delete his military and still win.
I am slightly known for doing that.
50 vil lead. Wow.
He's just waiting for Paladin, and I think you can just take the fight, kill the army, trap the castle. Game is done.
You can ignore the army, really. Like, Paladin comes in, you dive into your opponent's shitey eco and completely shred it. Like, Paladins are just Malian longswords on horses.
They're just a boring Malian longswords.
Exactly. They are boring. I never play the Franks. I am terrible with cav sims. There's nothing interesting about them at all. But every skirmisher that dies here...
I go scouts into knights. Yay!
Oh god,
Skirm's dying here, being replaced by Paladin.
The skirms dying is a good thing. Like...
B1gWalt! Stop queuing skirms!
Tatars, they have the longer range trebs, right?
Yeah. But you need to get the upgrade, which hasn't been got.
No, I won't.
Castle's fallen, gold's exposed. This is game. If he makes any paladin.
I mean, he's got all of the upgrades. Chemistry. So he's still investing in those skirms. He's like, no.
The flex is to go full skirm.
Skirm kills all.
If it doesn't work, you don't have enough of them.
He physically can't make any fucking paladins. He's pop capped. He's pop capped because he has.
Killing me. This is killing me more than Wildebeest, who rejected the opportunity to go up to Wimp 7 times in a game on Gold Rush, which cost him the game. 7 times he could have clicked him.
My
It was very sad.
What are these walls? What?
Okay, you put those walls slightly further out, so not just covering one wood line, but maybe to like the middle of the map with those wood lines that looks somewhat like a guy's face with a moustache. Put it out to the moustache, then I think it's really good for stopping raids, controlling the map, but they're just so far back.
What is those walls though?
Paladin, man. This is just cheating. Get out of there, Walt.
Like Frank Paladin, still so good. That doesn't change. Thankfully, we are starting to lose a bit of the skirm mass. Down to 31 skirms. Stop making the damn skirms! Got absolutely no response to the trebs, because, you know, like Cav, not that good at killing paladins. And there's the GG.
I think Walt showed back up for this one.
Yeah.
He's done a very good job here.
Do you think Walt didn't take Spudji seriously enough in game 1 and really
I think he was caught off guard more than anything.
Yeah.
I think he was caught slightly off guard by good aggression and better play than maybe he expected. I don't think he took the win for granted, but I think there's definitely a case of being caught a bit off guard.
Well, he was just facing the best Civ.
Well, you just didn't know it at that point.
Yeah, well, more people will now be afraid. That is for sure. Though, nobody's going to be more afraid of the Franks because Frank's getting a win. Oh, whatever. Still, against Tatars, though, so you can take that.
Yeah, it's not a good Civ matchup. I think Walt said in the chat that he was not looking forward to that matchup when he saw it, but it worked out in the end.
He played it really quite well, which was cracking for him, which takes it to 1-1 even series, which means that now we hop into me just like leaning back, dying. Not the most attractive pose it could have been.
Right, where are we going next? Cape of Storms? Hideout. What are we doing?
I think if I've taken a loss, I probably want to catch my breath. And if I'm Spudji, I probably go for Hideout, and I think that'd be wrong. I think he should go for Cape of Storms, go for something aggressive again, see if he can and find his form that way. Because if he goes for Hideout, I kind of feel like a bit like in game 2, B1gWalt is going to have the time to do whatever he wants. And if he gets to do that, he's going to be in a really good spot.
What if you go Hideout and pick poles and go Men-at-Arms Towers? With
Then
behind
we have a game.
I think that's what I'd be leading to.
Yeah.
Pick a map where Walt thinks, okay, I can take my time, catch a breather, and just go very aggressive.
It's either that or the Malay elephants that we've all seen on Hideout a million times.
That's not good.
No, I don't think it's good either, especially when you could be Malians and go for Man-at-Arms, but whatever.
Hideout, we're being told, so I want to see poles. Malay's sort of the other option. So I think Italians is Cape of Storms, Magyars is Land Madness.
I think so.
And then for Walt, what you're looking at, Mongols will be Cape of Storms. There's a lot of hunt there.
Yeah.
Land Madness. Gajaras. So you're looking at Incas or Burgundians.
Burgundians, great
Burgundians
behind
traditionally better.
Yeah.
But Incas are Incas. They have eagles.
I'd be happy with Incas on Hideout. I think they can play that really well. Especially because, like, if you're going for defensive, if you're walling up and then expanding your eco and then going for the Incan unique unit, what he's got left: Malay, Poles, Magyars.
Malay will die to it.
Yeah.
Magyars is not for this map. poles. Well, you get slingers against Obok as well. You get Halbs to deal with the cab spam. You get Arbs. I think Incas is reasonable.
I think Incas would be a great pick for hideout. But Burgundians is the standard, so there you go. Now, all I'm saying is that we're ready to jump into the game, but I'm out of any fluids. So give me 3 seconds, maybe 5, to get some rum and orange, because we're gonna get piratical in this bish.
Oh boy. Now he's sitting twiddle our thumbs. He's done it. He's done it.
And also, I agree, King Boo is cute.
Randy did put a timer on you.
Did he? I'm a speed machine.
It's almost as if you had it prepared.
I don't. I'm just always ready. We're drinking some old Hop King, which is I think it looks quite piratical as well. It's got a boat on it.
Rum just always is, isn't it?
I know it is. Aldi's finest, man. Cheapest one I could find.
Sample the greatest options in the north.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm also looking forward to seeing Incas absolutely crush.
Incas!
This is a really tough matchup for the Malay. Malay have no options against the Incas.
Well, if they go Eagles, you've got 200 swordsmen, but then they die if there's any slingers or arbs left on the field. Yeah. Karambits will melt to slingers. Elephants, where you've got halbs, you've got great monks. The one advantage you have as Malay is bombard cannon. But yeah, not ideal for Malay here.
Not ideal. What is ideal though is Nova raiding with a party of 28. What's up, Nova? Thank you very much for the raid. You are watching Game 3 of Spudji versus B1gWalt. You missed the best Game 1 that we have had so far, with the Malians getting a win with the obvious play of making swords. Truly amazing. And we're in Game 3 right now. Of Malay versus Incas in the LAN Madness tournament. Heck yeah. And I'm pouring some things, so Boo's in charge.
Never leave me in charge. The question is, are we going to see the sensible fast castle from Malay, or the silly fast feudal, which only makes sense against Trushers, which I guess Incas can do.
Incas can trush pretty damn good.
I guess makes more sense given you've got Eagles that you can fall back on the low eco approach into just spamming Eagles everywhere.
It just doesn't feel like B1gWalt though, right?
B1gWalt didn't pick hideout.
B1gWalt doesn't feel like a low eco kind of guy. Every map that he's done, he's had that big eco, and where he fell down on map 1 was because he didn't get that eco rolling, because he was kind of like stopped by the beautiful play of swords coming out eventually.
But then the thing with it is, it's not his home map. He might not be the most comfortable on it. He might want to do what Spudji did in Game 1 of, I'm going to put the pressure on you, ask you the questions, and then we'll see what happens.
Do you think anybody really is reasonably uncomfortable on hideout though?
Yeah.
Considering it's in the map pool most of the damn time.
Well, Arena's always in it, and there's so many people who are uncomfortable on Arena.
That's because Arena is full clown, while Hideout is partial clown.
It's only mini clown.
Yeah, mini clown map.
Yeah, you don't get enough gold inside your base just to go full monk. It's very sad.
It is sad. It is. Oh, also sad. Spudji, no.
No.
No, I almost got to.
Damn.
From the dizzying highs to the low lows for Spudji right now. Already 2 vills behind. 38 seconds of idle TC time. Really not ideal with the Malay, considering that uptime it is important for them. Being able to get the aggression out when they want it, quite important for them. Losing 2 vills, not good.
No, it's a villager dead, an idle TC worth at least a villager. If Walt's coming with aggression, which I hope he is, this could be really strong for him. Put himself in a really good position.
As Walt, so Walt is moving out. He's trying to find Spudji. He's gone the long way. Very unfortunate. Can you predict which way will be the long way or not with
Well,
hideout?
you've got to click across the map, and then that will take you the shorter way, usually.
Poor B1gWalt, it did not happen for him.
It's not the easiest thing to just go for.
Yes. There's no lost bills there for B1gWalt. He's quite happy not losing his bills. There we go. So, you think Inca's aggro?
Yep, and you're seeing the barracks.
Fantastic. Am I wrong?
It's going to be men-at-arms. It's going to be towers. It's going to be aggressive. I'd love to see a forward range put down behind it as well. Really go for it.
I mean, men-at-arms towers is kind of absurdly strong with Incas. Certainly on this map, because your man-at-arms are effectively backed up by a unit that can also fight, which is villagers with armor upgrades.
Not anymore. That bonus has been moved to Castle Age.
No!
I know.
Didn't know that.
It did make... Well, the Incaville rush into Eagle spam was obnoxious.
It was so toxic.
It was so fun, though.
Oh my god, it was so toxic.
The fun of picking Incas on team game flank on ladder. So if anyone Civ picked, you were like, you're not going to have a fun game today.
Yeah, it's random or you get towered.
It's random or your day is ruined.
Yeah, I think that's the play. Because you must have been playing back in the Voobly days, right?
Barely.
To be 2K and not be a Voobly, that's
I played
impressive.
the odd Black Forest lobby, CBA, and that was about it.
I did a lot of CBA.
CBA is great.
CBA is great. It's not landed as good for me on DE. I don't know why. Maybe it's because before you'd always the way you hopped into lobbies just felt more normal. I don't know. I miss that. I miss that CBA life.
Is Walt just going to smack the gate down and then build a tower?
If he does, he will range the berries.
You'd have ranged the berries anyway. He's just going to bash through the houses. Dark Age houses suck. -2 armor. He's just going to break through.
He's going to get through, isn't he?
He just doesn't care. He's like, why waste a tower outside? Well, I could just put it in the middle of your base.
Yo, I heard you like bases.
Oh look, why would I place it on just the berries? And I could put it on berries and the stone. And Killerville.
He doesn't even know the stone's there. He just sees mining camp and he's like, yes. Oh, this is...
Okay, he just seen the stone's there. But yes, that
tragic.
was placed before he saw the stone. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Spudgy's having to defensively tower the gold. Needs to wall off the other side of the TC, which is now coming down. And that's what I said. Forward range. You add archers into the towers. So you don't get villager idle time in Tower Wars. And you have a unit that can go and raid later on if needed.
This will be a short hideout. Me feels.
Walt's been walled out in the north, although 2 men-at-arms just seem to be walking around anyway. Oh boy. I'll just send him to the woodline. He doesn't know it's there though. This is full panic. Spudgy's got no chance of clicking up, can't develop eco, hasn't got the potential to make army.
I mean, being forced off berries when he hadn't started that transition to farms is fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely huge. Yes, the man-at-arms will die, but look at how many vills are having to try and scrap this out.
There's well over 500 food left on those berries. It's not a small amount.
B1gWalt did end up with some hefty idle TC time of his own.
Yeah, but I think it's been worth it.
Yeah, oh, completely. Especially because he's taking stone in his opponent's base to build more towers.
It's stuff dreams are made of. Spudgy's having to defensively tower. Well, no, aggressively tower the stone.
Yeah, to aggressively tower his own stone to try and re-control some of his own base. Feels spudgy.
Bad, man. And there's another tower coming up, so Walt can break further into the base.
This is tough. I mean, is the response bad?
The response needed, instead of the market, you need to play range, and you need to get archers or skirmishers out. The towers are fine, but you also need army. Because the range wasn't hidden. It was made very obvious that it was coming. You need to deal with this.
At least he's stopped the opponent from getting his stone. Like, that's at least something.
Depending on... Spudji does know there's a stone outside the back.
So it is a long goal.
Expanding your eco is ideal, especially out of your base. But thinking of that whilst this is all going on, that's not easy.
Are we trying to click up just with gold?
Yeah. Are you telling me this isn't a perfectly balanced economy?
Maybe if you were like
Saracens is.
Yeah. Like Saracens, yep, this eco looks absolutely fine.
Look, my most recent Golden Swamp game. That's what my eco looked like. Hey, I had 3 TCs queued to the gold in the middle.
Oh, B1gWalt, you toxic fuck.
What's he doing? Oh, he's falling in the gold. Oh, this. Okay, it's beautiful. I'm so proud of him.
Disrespect this boy.
This is straight out of the toxic playbook, and I love it.
Spudji and B1gWalt, they're gonna meet at the LAN, and like Spudji's just gonna punch B1gWalt right in the face. Like, fuck you.
As long as they do it in the car park, that's all good by me.
Yeah, as long as it's not in the building.
The car park is for any disputes and Age of Empires 4 players.
Oh, I just can't. I just couldn't get into it. I was so hyped for Age of Empires 4. I was like, oh, great! Here's a new Age of Empires game. Love that. And then it was Age of Empires 4.
I had that disappointment with Age 3 when I was a kid.
I didn't hate Age of Empires 3. Like, I enjoyed the campaigns but like, that was it. I never played online. And then as soon as I started playing online with Age of Empires 2, it's like, that
changes the world.
Completely. They're not even close. I love Age of Mythology. It's one of my favourite games of all time. But
this is wild. Look, Sal. Oh my goodness. Bill's just rushing the tower. It's worked. What's Spudji even going to do with Castle Age? Siege. Okay. Siege Workshop's gone up. Walt's just being an absolute pain. That single Vil making that tower is just going to take Spudji off half the gold. It's just such a nuisance.
Total nuisance.
It's not his home map. He might not be that comfortable with it. This is a great idea.
I mean, it doesn't come across that he's that uncomfortable with it. I mean, he does have a minute 48 idle time. But who gives a shit when you're ahead in Vils? Yeah, fine, you're still in feudal age. Your opponent is in castle. That is potentially an issue.
He's just macroed his way up. Perfect macro. Look at that.
Buy.
Buy, sell, buy, sell.
AIM is amazing. It has the most enjoyable campaign out of all of the Age of Empires games.
Best campaign of any game I've ever played.
It's just... one day I'll get round to doing the Age of Mythology campaign on stream as just a thing when I redo it again. It does take forever. Some of the missions are really hard.
Oh.
But the multiplayer is so incredibly unbalanced that it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's fun. It's not balanced.
It's fun if you're the Atlanteans, and that's about it.
It's like if your opponent was always Gajaras.
It's exactly that. It is exactly as if your opponent is always Gajaras.
And you get a choice of Spanish. Or Spanish.
Yeah, or Spanish and... Oh, what's the lowest performing Civ at the moment?
Well, if you're going Arabia, Persians are pretty bad.
Well, Persians are not going to do particularly well against the Gajaras, that is for certain.
No, they won't. Spudgy's going second TC, looking to add eco, but I think Walt is... he's dropping another barracks. He's going to go Eagles.
But here's the thing, like, Walt knew that this aggro push, this tower push, would not win the game. That's why he walled the gold. It's like he knew his timings weren't quite perfect, so he did as much nuisance as he could, cause as much
to win the game.
Yeah.
It's to set you up for something else that's going to win you the game, which
is the fucking eagle play.
And eagles are great because you don't need eco.
Which is great because he doesn't have eco.
Who cares? He's adding a second TC. He's going to have enough farms to run 2 TCs and a couple of barracks because, you know, barracks are free, and then just shove 15 on gold and you can just spam 3-4 barracks. And there's a forward castle
and
coming.
a castle. Oh.
This is just doubling down on the pressure. He's adding his economy behind it so he can fall back on something if the pressure doesn't win in the game. But he's also going to open up the base.
Which is really beautiful play. It's really good to see B1gWalt come in. Like, this is a completely different player from game 1, right?
Yeah. And he's playing a completely different style to game 2 as well. He's playing what he needs to do to win the game, not maybe what he's most comfortable with.
One nerd. One nerd.
And Spudgy's only just cleaned up all the towers. The only awkward thing is Walt's blacksmith is in the middle of Spudgy's base and it's going to die. But that's a small price to pay.
It does mean that he sees...
Yeah, but the single stone wall and the stone gate in the palisade wall, it just feels like an over-the-top plaster in the...
How is there still man-at-arms here?
They never got cleaned up.
Like they... Ooh! Ooh! Can he deny the castle?
No.
No, because he doesn't range it.
And if he deletes the wall, which he's doing, the eagles just come in.
The eagles come running in.
So...
Oh
yeah.
No. Oh
the
no.
attack.
Ooh!
That could have been sick.
That could have been sick. Wasn't, but it could have been.
Barracks is coming up for Spudgy, but I feel like...
It's too late.
Too late. You're not going to have the eco to make...
It's the transition. The transition.
You're going to be too slow to a crossbow math. Do you know what the answer is, Tom?
Well, it's to GG and...
Okay. Apart from that. The unit answer to these eagles...
Elephants.
Karabbits. Got the Spudgy doesn't have the stone.
Do karambits do okay against eagles? I thought they get absolutely hammered.
Well, 1v1 they will, but they do a bit of bonus damage and they make so quickly and they're so cheap. I think it's actually quite a good counter in the end.
Because the cheap elephants, well, I guess they're not that cheap, right? Like they're cheap, but they're not.
Cheap, but you need an eco.
They're not 1 gold.
No.
Cheap.
A Spudgy just macros for a castle. Peak macro. But I think these eagles are just going to start raiding under the towers. They get into the back of the base. This could well be over.
I mean, they're armor-wise, they're completely upgraded.
Which is what you want. Just deflect the tower fire, the TC fire.
Yeah, I mean, they can't quite dive under a castle, but they can dive past a castle to get to a wood line. Like, it won't be a problem at all. Especially if they're in spread formation. Same time, pressuring with siege. Like, this is not quite clinical because it's been a bit scrappy, but this has been pretty clear that B1gWalt has come into game 3 with some fire, some pep, some vim and voive.
It's refreshing to see all 3 games so far have played out so differently.
And none of them have ended quick, right? Like, even though this is...
It's felt like the most one-sided one, but Spudgy's putting up a fight.
He is. I wish I could play as well as Spudgy does. At 1200. So 1200, not that far off from my peak. And Spudji definitely plays better than I do in every single way. Very jealous of that. And there's the Karambits.
Do fine. Yeah, look at them. Little nuisance.
Yeah, real cheap nuisance.
Apparently Spudgy's 1400. Grandy's just filling us with lies.
Where does it say that?
Mole said.
Mole?
Unless Mole's filling us with lies. Someone is.
Oh, just had a dip.
We've got to just arrange a fight between Grandy and Mole. It's fine.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I think it should be an arm wrestle, and that should be one of the things that we do at LAN Madness.
You've got to play Age of Empires whilst arm wrestling, and if you
Yes.
lose the team or the arm wrestle, you lose.
Yeah, if you lose the arm wrestle, you delete your TC. Oh, and those Vils are being deleted. The mangonels are putting the pressure on. The eco is just not able to expand, and once again, we've got like a 30 Vil difference. Again,
in crossbows, which is the counter to Karambits. He's played this well.
he's played this very, very well. Redemption.
That's to convert the mangonels. Can't get on top of them with Karambits. I'll just have them for myself.
It's a play.
It is a play.
It
I love
is
it.
a play.
Yeah, Walt he's not neglecting his eco at home, which does mean that he still has longevity, and if his single push doesn't work, he can try again later with more economy.
So
Whereas
it's a bit of
Spudgy's
it's a bit of a
it's
scrappy
flawed.
eco, but it's like
Well,
it's there.
you're
Bear in mind
making eagles and crossbows. You don't need a lot of food.
No, he's got the wood and he's got the gold. He's really got the gold. Like,
He's got the gold.
He is maybe a little too heavy into gold.
He's
ready
He's
for a
taking
second
the gold that he
castle?
walled in earlier. Oh yeah, imp and second castle. That makes a lot of sense. Because then double treb will win it. I think.
I'm not sure
Spudgy
it'll get
will
that
win it.
far though. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you give up this early. I think you may as well play it out. When Walt hits him, then you know it's over.
I mean, he's got one eagle for himself, so you know, comeback is on.
I do love the Malay Eagle Warriors.
Did he just kill his own mango? I missed that. I missed that more. I was too busy drinking this rum and staring aimlessly at the screen in some sort of like zoned out catatonic state. It's very strange. I probably shouldn't do that when I'm casting a very serious, exciting game.
There's a lot going on all over the place.
There is a lot going on. all
Honestly, Spudgy convert all these mangonels.
over. He's gonna try, isn't he?
Got a crossbow, not quite as useful.
That's
Nice
not,
straight to
why,
the castle.
why did he convert the crossbow?
I don't know. It's in the way of the mangonels.
He's flexing.
Walt's even, he sent a crossbow to where the TC expansion is on the left hand side. So he knows it's there now. He won't have known it was there before, but it's just good awareness that if
He's
he's
just-
pushing down the middle, make
Yeah.
sure your opponent's not expanding.
He's just surrounding the base, just all over. He's making sure that there's units just dotted about, so expansion is just always visible. It's very, very impressive.
One mangonel did get converted, but it was in range of the castle, so it didn't do much.
It's okay, he converted another crossbow.
It would be great play for stalling the push out if Walt wasn't
What
in.
is that? That's a bug of the gold mine, right? Ah, didn't get to see it because Spudgy called the GG. A very sensible GG because Imp landed and he knew that the game was over.
It's over.
Tight. Very tight, very tidy.
I like how Walt played that.
I completely agree. I love the Incas pick. Like we said, the Incas would be really, really good, and I'm glad we are vindicated that we know what we're talking about. I would say we called this Malayan Incas. We called that. Did not call the Britons at all. That completely took me by surprise.
No, that did throw me a bit because I'd have expected Britons for Gold Rush or Hideout.
Yeah.
Because Franks were just such an obvious Land Madness pick.
Yeah, but I guess if that puts it as Franks versus Magyars, do you really want to do that matchup?
Yeah, absolutely. Eco.
Eco. Eco.
Eco wins it before Magyars get to a critical mass of CA.
Yes. But I mean, Magyars are probably one of the few civs that have a decent matchup against the Franks with a Scout War early
They're
on.
the only one.
Yeah. Till Bloodlines comes in.
Yeah, because free forging against extra HP is dead even in terms of hits to kill.
Good civ. I think Magyars are great.
Land Madness is a map that suits them. Because you can force big feudal wars, and then you can play into Knights and CA. And late game against Franks, it is a civ win with CA, because Franks hate CA. But you just need to get there in time, which is the hard bit.
But we're not going to see Land Madness, are we?
Not now.
Because
Only
we're
if it goes to
going
game 5.
Cape of Storms. And Cape of Storms, is he going... So he's not going to pick Magyars.
No, that's got to be Land Madness.
Because that's his Land Madness civ.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to pick Italians or Poles. Poles is not the play, right? So he's got to pick Italians. And that's going to be Italians versus Mongols.
Yeah, there's a lot of hunt.
Which is doable, right?
Late game, yes, but Mongols start so fast.
Like, Mongols really fall off in Castle Age. But Italians are not that strong in Castle Age. Certainly not early Castle Age. Late Castle Age, yeah.
Italians want to play to the power spikes of Castle Age and Imp, getting there quickly and getting cheap university upgrades.
They're just not going to do that against the Mongols.
Mongols' feudal age on this map it's strong. Like, they're known for quick aggression on normal hunt maps, let alone extra hunt. So we'll see what Walt has planned with Mongols. Because if he's got a good build, this could be quick.
Yeah. Well, where it would fall down is if Italians are on water, they're getting that fish eco. But what's better, Italians fish eco or Mongols having all of that extra hunt?
Short term, Mongols by a landslide, but long term, you want the fish.
I think so.
Italians need to stall this one out long term.
It's just not very wallable, right?
No, because as you can see, the beach bit is 2 colours, 2-tone. The darker bit, ships can travel on, and the only buildings you can put on it are docks and palisade or stone walls.
So does that mean that there are several golds right there for B1gWalt that he can't actually mine comfortably because
he's got water control?
Yeah.
Which makes water important.
Ouch. Ouch indeed.
And then, there's a long way to wall to the middle of the map. Your trees in the middle are sparse and easy to leave a hole in.
Right pain in the neck.
And then, even if you do wall to the middle, well, then there's the whole other half of the map to deal with.
It's an interesting map. It really, really is.
It's one I've mostly seen in team games up until now, but I've quite enjoyed the games on it from 1v1s as well.
So, Mongols, Italians. This is Italians having to drag this out. Mongols immediately going for the hunt. Not a good... Is that a mill that he's put there, or the lumber camp?
That's lumber camp.
Okay, good. I was worried for a second, because if that was the mill position, that was a dumbass mill position.
Spudji lost a decent chunk of HP on the scout, which isn't ideal against a civ that's going to be up really quickly.
He completely beelined to his opponent's TC. Like straight, it was like a fucking arrow right there.
Given the way this map works, it's really easy to find where your opponent is. The issue is laming them's not as effective with 3 boars and 8 deer and fish. I think the intention was to try and deny an early dock, which is where Spudji's now waiting.
So do you know what civ Spudji should have picked?
Vietnamese. God. Send the Ville, kill everything.
Exactly. Send the Ville, kill the hunt. Several of the hunt spawn together, right?
Walt's lost a Ville to a boar. He's 0-1.
Oh, Walt's a noob.
Is this giving Spudji a chance?
I don't think this is giving Spudji a chance. Spudji is now effectively a vill and a half ahead. Especially because he's also got 11 seconds of idle TC time.
And docking, which Walt isn't doing yet. And the dock means a second production building.
Docking with
Eco.
2 vills?
It's probably to not have one of them sniped by the scout. The other option is wall it in. But sending 2 for shorefish is such quick food that it's decent anyway.
That's such a good play. Because B1gWalt immediately went for that vill, saw that there was 2, and just left. He was really looking out for that dock. These guys.
It's good recognition, and sending 2 vills meant there was no risk, especially against Mongols with the extra line of sight.
There's 1600 and 1300, not like 1800 and 2K or anything.
They're here to win. They're not here to mess about.
They really are. They're playing this so well. Both players. If he can get the pick off,
he could, but I don't think it's worth it for the amount of scout HP he'll lose.
And he's lost a lot. He's lost a lot.
Spudgy's done well there.
Spudgy's lost his scout as well, though, right? Yeah. Oh no, it's just hiding in. It's just hiding in the forest. There's B1gWalt has lost 2 vills.
2
vills for B1gWalt.
Neither have been killed, so they're both to boars.
I
know Mongols are good.
They're not.
He's opening men at arms, but that really hurts.
That really hurts. Though he is at 17 vills on the way up, which is fine, because that would be 19, which is a great click up for the Mongols for aggro. And it's not like his eco is being hit too hard because of all of that additional hunt.
The only thing is being hit by is Gaia.
Oh, imagine if he loses more units to Gaia than he does to Spudji by the end of this map.
That would be horrific.
Considering how well Spudji has done. Like game 1, the hero play. And then to have done pretty darn well in game 2. And to have been sort of locked out in game 3. To then get absolutely clapped in game 4. He deserves better, because Spudji has played this really well.
Deserves to give us one final big game. Hopefully take it to a game 5.
That'd be amazing. Almost gets himself trapped. Yes!
Oh, that's beautiful. Big plays from Walt.
Walt's got the skills. He
and
does.
His men at arms are going to get in. Spudji has not walled and up too slowly to have army.
Oh, and the hunt stopped him from throwing down the walls.
Oh,
do you not just fight this off though?
Walt just went and sniped very low HP Bill. No, you could, because they're not men at arms yet, but you probably were thinking they would be men at arms quicker than they were. So the sensible option is run.
But I mean, we've lost a bit. We're going to lose 2 vills at least to this, which is massive.
Spudji doesn't have loom.
Fuck.
That's why they went down so easily. And Walt's now just going to come and drop a tower in the middle of the wood line and the hunt, and Spudji's eco is destroyed.
Up shit creek without a pad on. No loom, no wood line.
2 fishing ships, third one coming, not quite going to make up for what else has gone on. Walt's eco's having a bit of a rough time at home, but he should recover fine.
Can't even get another lumber camp down on like some of the wood lines to the kind of far right.
Attack the enemy with
yeah, and it's so far away.
Rough spot. I love the tower.
I love it as well.
It's absolutely great.
Man
at arms towers.
Killed the deer as well with an archer. Killed 1. Second range as well. Walt's doubling down.
Well, to be honest, he could just send his villagers forward and take this hunt himself right now. There's a tower there. He's
got the vills, with the tower, with the range, so just drop a mill. Just say thank you. And he's going to be aggressive as his men-at-arms are taking more vills.
Getting another vill. And it's like it's okay if they die. They might get a third. Yeah, third one goes down. Worth it.
Completely
So worth it.
6 Bills have died now.
Which is absolutely crazy. Considering the KD is like he's lost 4 units and he's killed 7. Really leveled the game out.
Walt has got a single half HP men at arm stood on a potential woodline from Spudji. That's brilliant.
Where are these Phils going?
I don't really know.
I don't think they knew either. They
got a blacksmith now.
I was hoping for a mill.
I'm hoping for a mill still. Oh, I think Walt's yes, he lost 2 vills to a boar in Dark Age, but after that, this has been clinical.
Totally flawless. At the same time, look at B1gWalt. 3 minutes 20 idle TC time, only 30 seconds for Spudji.
But
Spudji still has an eco lead, even with all of this.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because how do you recover with no ability to make army? You've got no access to wood, no access to gold.
It's such a tricksy map, right? He invested into the water because it's so important for the Italians, but by doing that, he completely lost the position for the woodlines.
It's what makes this map so hard to play, but so good.
Yeah, really, really tough, but didn't look tough for B1gWalt.
Oh.
Not at all. 3-1. Spudji played so good and should feel pretty darn confident.
No difference. Taking a game, you'll be happy.
Yeah.
How Spudji played on Gold Rush, played very decently, very respectably. Hideout, not the cleanest, but was put under a hell of a lot of pressure from Walt. And that last map was just clinical.
Like that last match is just what you expect from that kind of difference in ranking.
Yeah, you'd expect that maybe 3 out of the 4 games, maybe all 4.
Yeah, but it wasn't, which means that Spudji's a beast. Respect Spudji.
Putting up a good fight, which means Walt goes through, who plays Garabanga tomorrow. Oh!
Garabanga looking for an interesting series. Let's go.
He took a Cal scalp.
Yeah,
in the last round. That was an upset.
That'd be great. That'd be absolutely great.
The matchups are starting to get spicy.
Yeah, it is really nice when you kick into the part of the tournament, like now, where we are, where either the series is close and goes the full 5 games, or the matches are close, or something interesting has happened. Like, you can guarantee that every series has something going for it.
And it's it's the cup games being played this week. The winners play live. They're so important.
Oh, God.
And plate, it's not this week, it's next week are the deciders.
Yeah.
So the semi-finals. But this week, it's got to give yourself a chance. The matchups are getting close. Gonna get tricky.
They are. We're gonna jump into a 5-minute break before we hop into the next series because I need to wee. It's just that.
Hey.
Grandy hasn't agreed to this, but that's what's happening because I'm going that way. I'm having a wee. I'm pouring another drink. So we'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere because we're going to have a cracking series between, I've already forgotten who, but these players, and it's going to be great.
Rhea and Zuperman.
Let's go, Rhea and Zuperman. Hell yeah. We'll see you soon. Back in 5. I feel like I'm sat in the dark.
You are.
I think I am, like, some sort of... Like, it was so bright in here not that long ago, and now I'm sat in the dark. Like
There's this wonderful thing called the sun setting. Like, if you've ever looked, outside, dangerous though it is, you might have seen this big yellow thing in the sky.
Look at my pale ass head. You think I'm going outside? You crazy.
Not often.
Certainly not. Certainly not often. So, importantly, before we dive into the next series, I realise it's 9 o'clock British summertime. I have not ordered food yet. So,
Wow.
I know. I didn't think to eat before we started. Not a sensible choice.
I thought to eat before we started.
Grandy, don't despair.
Oh no, Grandy's despairing.
I see it's so much despair. So,
I can feel it.
chat, you get to pick. You get to pick right now what I order for dinner. You've got a selection of choices. You've got McDonald's, some fake McDonald's, more rum, Chinese, maybe. I don't know. I could get some noodles or some shit, or a pizza. Them's your options. Throw your vote in, and while that happens, we'll start looking at what will be the second series.
You actually used the poll for that. That's what we were waiting for.
Grandy is despairing at
This
how
is why
I'm
we had a
using...
5-minute break.
We delayed coming back in for you to have a poll for your food.
No. I went for a wee and then made the poll.
Oh god.
I am a professional caster. Damn it.
Right, draft, Tom. Draft. I want
Oh
your
my...
expert analysis.
I mean, I am ready for some expert analysis because, like, Superman is up there at a similar rating to B1gWalt.
Swap man. Because he
Yeah.
mistyped it in his application.
Swap man. Facing up against Rhea, who's chilling up there at freaking 1800, which puts what? Rhea as in the top 4?
What, of the tournament?
Yeah.
No, he was seed 6 coming into this.
We got some decent damn players. I wonder who's...
Or 2k pluses.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Ooh, it's going to be such a fucking sick LAN event. My god. I'm so hyped. But here's the thing. Like 1800 and 1600, that's not as big as a gap. I can expect Swapman to be able to certainly bring something competitive right here. Fucking more rum. More rum. Okay, here you go. Here's more rum. There you go. It's in the glass. More rum. I'm adding orange juice because I'm a weak child.
Seeing maps come in. Golden Swamp Islands weren't played last time. Land Madness was picked, not played. Another Dry River game potentially, which produced an excellent match last time.
Oh my god! I'm gonna potentially get to see Golden Swamp.
Yeah.
And I've not seen one yet. I'm looking forward to that.
As long as Square loses at least one game.
I hate playing it.
It's an awkward map to play. But some of the awkward maps to play are some of the most fun ones to watch.
Well, Chaos Pit is gone.
That's a shame.
Gold Brush gone. Cave of
Beach
Swords.
fight.
Beach fight. I'm okay with this. I am okay. I love a bit of beach fight to watch.
So from the last set, the only duplicate map is Dry
Oh,
River, considering that Land Madness wasn't even played.
Love that. So a bit of a, if anything, a slightly water-leaning Islands, Golden Swamp hybrid kind of plays.
Yeah.
A mix from both players. I expect them both to want to throw their opponent off the game a bit with these. Like, nothing is particularly standard. Land Madness, the closest to a standard play that you get.
Yeah, Land Madness is more cav-dominated one. Beach Fight's more archer-dominated, but fairly standard, although it's got no stone. Dry River obviously has its perks.
Yeah.
Britain's going makes a lot of sense for.
Look at these ones. Hindustani's band, very like you can see these players are picking like banning civs that are really doing quite well at the moment.
Banning Portuguese, he does not want to deal with that on islands.
Yeah, it makes
I'm going to win or
total
lose
sense.
in time. I'm not going to lose to that.
Absolutely. Ah, brightness.
Chinese, I think, if it survives the draft, you'll see on Beach Fight. It's an insanely strong
Dravidians.
civ.
Dravidians is pretty fucking good on islands.
It's islands or Golden Swamp. It can work on both.
I think I'd probably prefer to see them on islands than Golden Swamp.
Probably, yes. Mayans is, well, Mayans.
Mayans, good on Dry River, good on Beach Fight, good on Golden Swamp, good on Land Madness.
Byzantines are an incredibly flexible civ. Can play multiple maps. Italians has got to be an islands pick.
For sure. Come on, Swap Man. What are you gonna do?
He doesn't know. Franks.
Frank's
Land
whatever, boring.
Madness.
Get out of here. Fucking don't even bring that shit near me.
Scouts into knights. Wow.
Wow. Have you made a horsey? Nay.
What are you going to do next? Make another?
Magyars. Oh, what are you going to do? Make a horsey? And now cav archers? Okay.
Now
here's
make
the thing.
ranged horses. At least that's fun.
Exactly, I can cope with that. That's alright.
Khmer's a more interesting civ, as is Malay, because they don't play to the standard meta all the time.
That's a good point from Scarabagger. Do Chinese beach fight starting farms have the
Yes.
extra food?
Yeah, they have the extra food.
Fucking great.
It's also why in Boa you'll see Chinese pick there quite a lot, because not only is their start lovely, their eco's brilliant for it, but it benefits the entire team.
Vikings.
That's islands, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just Vikings on islands, disgusting.
But they still struggle against Italians, right? Like, it's not...
Nah, I don't think so. I think Vikings are the one civ that beats Italians.
Until it reaches him.
No, that's the best time. Italians have just got to get to him much faster, otherwise they're dead.
It's the fast fires that, like, as soon as fast fires come in, Vikings have such a tough time.
More
Or at least
longboats.
I do with Vikings.
You just need more longboats and more demos.
Lithuanians.
Very flexible civ. Would like to see them basically on any map.
Yeah.
Dry River might be the one for them though.
Here's the pick: Lithuanians, islands, land, knights. Let's go.
He's literally got Vikings and Dravidians. There's no way. You don't pick islands as your first home map to plan to go FC Knights.
Japanese. That's your Golden Swamp civ, right?
Would make a lot of sense.
It's pretty good for it. I mean, you've got towers, you've got that extra tanky fish, which means that you can actually dock and
they've
take
got
some fish.
such a smooth start for it as well.
Chinese band doesn't
That's
even want it.
sensible. Dravidian's gone. Fair
Both
enough.
of these players just going, I just want to get rid of the first pick.
That's quite common.
Yeah, when in doubt, get rid of the first one.
Right. Beach fight up first.
Everybody just bans Malians for me. Don't know why. Never played it.
No idea why.
It's great. It means that every so often I get to play Goths instead. So toxic.
Beach fight up first. Chinese was the obvious pick. Where are we going instead?
Malay?
I don't mind Malay though.
Khmer.
Khmer obviously have the farm bonus from the start, but then it is quite an archer heavy map.
Yeah, I think I'd probably
Malay
lean
too.
more Malay. I think Malay could do quite well there. First, Swap Man, Mayans.
Mayans I think makes a lot of sense.
I think those would be my civ picks for the
Standout one.
map. Let's see how close we are. Let's hop in to game one of Rhea versus Swap Man.
Franks.
Franks versus Malay. Fucking.
We got Malay. Okay, we got Malay.
Malay. Got
Malay's
Malay.
a good one. Franks though.
Thanks, Grandy. Thanks. Haha, suck it, Swap Man.
I'll keep. Imagine being Swap Man.
Yeah, imagine being
He's
Unexpected.
he picked grey. I want him to lose now. Imagine picking grey.
On a map where there's no stone. So,
Okay, so Walt went boring, went blue. So is Rare. Spudji went purple. Purple's a fantastic colour. It's great. It's interesting. Your opponent can see you raiding their base. It's just amazing.
well,
Grey.
Spudgy's just a takeaway hero.
Cult hero from the last round.
For sure. This map here is another map where Gajara's just a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, they can be. They don't have the best units for it, but if you could pick up 20 odd sheep, I think you're just laughing.
It's just, bear in mind, it's not the most ridiculous additional bonus, but they don't need it, right? They've already got enough fucking good shit going for them. Like, there's such a good civ, and then they're like, oh yeah, and we also get infinite food. Fuck
Which
you!
is good on most maps, but on some maps it's just broken.
Infinite unraidable food.
That's why you just got to go long swords with arson and take out the mills.
Exactly. Marlians, baby. Marlians. At the same time, how do you think this does as a matchup, Marlians versus Malay versus Franks? Not Marlians. Love Marlians.
For this map, I do favour Malay.
Yeah.
Because it is quite close quarters, you don't have access to any stone. You're looking to age up, and power spikes of crossbow and arbor very important. Franks need to play a bigger, boomier game than Malay. Malay can afford to play much more direct.
The quiet bonus of Franks on this map is that their castles are cheaper, which
but you
means
only have to buy 500 stone to get a castle.
They can buy them for a lot less.
But still, you don't want to be buying castles. If you're buying a castle, you're probably already dead. But crucially, actually...
Or you're flexing.
You are flexing. Both civs get bombard cannon, which when you can't access stone, you can't access trebs.
Yeah.
So bombard cannon becomes so important.
Clearly both decent picks from the map. I just think Franks, like, the more and more I think about it, this map plays less to the Franks' strengths.
Yeah.
So many hills, like, the sides are so open, but
if you get pushed through the middle, you deny all wood access, and that's where archer plays are much stronger.
You're pretty close to your opponent as well. Like, I don't know. And also, I don't think there's actually that much room for food expansion.
No, because you can't build on the sand.
So I think you've got to have a pretty tight economy with something that is a bit wood focused, or have a civ that can expand to the north or south relatively safely, something ridiculous like Byzantines or...
which is exactly what Malay want to do.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the best civ for this map, but I think they're very strong.
Cheap elephants as well.
Of course. Which is weirdly actually very good.
Yeah, certainly against the Franks.
Mm.
So, and like in early castle, before too many upgrades have come rolling in, those elephants.
Also, it's just mixing in a few would be fine, especially if your opponent's going hard into skirms.
I love this wall from rear.
It's aggressive, and it's the right idea.
It
gives
forces
him map control.
A huge amount of map control, great control of this central hill, and forces Swapman to have to go all the way round if he's going to do any aggro, which means that it takes way longer.
I know it's sort of what Franks want to do anyway, play around the outside, but once you get crossbows sat behind that wall, well,
this is unfortunate. Oh my god! No!
It's unfortunate.
Oh!
Not for who you thought.
But not for me.
Oh. Yeah, it's that wall. Go back to that wall. It's once you get crossbow, you can range that wood line. It also means Rare now can play a single push through the other side, where he's got a huge hill to work with.
It's a funky map. I genuinely, I think this is a really interesting map because it throws off people's start, but not in an uncomfortable way, because it gives you more tools, right?
It's
Having
one where you've got
down,
different tools.
Yeah. Like, you're not lacking anything particularly, other than the fact that you don't have hunt.
The no hunt stops quick up times for every
Yeah.
civ except Britain's, but it does allow you to play around it as well.
It means that on a map where there is a huge amount of hunt to the north and south, Mongols aren't a good pick.
No, 'cause it's too exposed.
It's great.
And
I
what
love
I'd love to see both players do is you go and send your scout to look at the hunt, so then you can see through the fog of war if your opponent's taking it, and if they are, then you go and raid. And that's a lot of very exposed villages.
It most certainly is.
I do like Rare's walls. He's not fully walled his base, but the point is he's making Superman go all the way round. He can't just work through the middle.
Ooh, nice little scout engagement from Swapman. Got the first hit in, so Rhea's always going to be running away.
And he's got Frank HP as well.
And took the next scrap on the hill, though, so...
I'm not sure why he added the stable if he's only going to make one scout. I think I'd have rather seen straight range. Not sure what value the scouts will be able to find.
Maybe it's because if he's going into archers, just having a few scouts means that skirm isn't a valid defense.
You do have that. We'll see how he uses them.
Especially with the extra food that you guarantee yourself with having farms down immediately.
It does help.
It's probably worth it.
Can't Rare use the same food to play defensively and get up quicker? Although I don't think he's not going to finish that wall in time. Nowhere close. It feels a bit too ambitious.
But won't see the Vil, so that's something. I'm surprised it skirms.
I'm not, because you're expecting archers and you'll expect spears. An archer spear dies to skirm.
And we do spot the Vil. The Vil immediately runs away.
You shouldn't kill it, but denying the wall is what matters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're saying it matters. It's not like he's walled up anyway. It means that he can get in easier, but it's also relatively easy for him to wall right now from the woodline to the gold to the TC and just keep himself...
You're denying the walls that he wanted.
Yeah.
Therefore, what he's setting himself up to play with. So now he has to rethink his plan.
Hey, I am happy to see Swapman putting some pressure on. Right? Like, that's great. That's what he needs to be doing against a player with a higher rating. He needs to be the one in the driving seat of the control of this map.
He is dictating how this game is going, and this is looking...
Oh, it was looking until he took that...
He's walling into the TC, but obviously now both of his golds are super exposed.
In fact, both of his golds are gone.
And it's not like you can easily go and expand to another gold, because it's in the corner with a load of lions.
And your opponent can see it, and they've got scouts on the field that can hit you. Like, this is...
He's had to add a stable for scouts as melee, which is not ideal.
Do you think it's worth it? Even though, right, there's no stone on this map. So if you come forward and put a tower, you can't get TC expansion.
You'd have to buy them.
But is it worth it right now to throw down a tower in between those two golds? Like, it's right fucking there. I'd be so tempted. As soon as I got that kind of control.
There's two arguments. The argument for it is, yes, you've got a great load of map control. You can then dictate where your opponent takes gold and when. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
The other option is you say, I'm just going to sit my army there, not invest any more, greed it, go up to Castle Age first and drop a siege workshop there and deny it permanently.
I mean, that sounds like a far more sensible plan. That's why you're 2K and I'm a nub.
It's also the greedier play because it requires you to control the area for longer.
I mean, look how many spears we've had to make for only 4 scouts. Like, he's not invested all that much into it, and there's so many spears in defense.
And he's forcing awkward walls. He's going to lose his skirms. No. Oh, oh no!
I was going to
This
say,
is
like,
this is why you keep your army together.
Rhea was in a pretty uncomfortable position, but unit control.
Whereas now he's going to could gain access back to his gold.
I think he's got it. Like, he cleans this up.
Oh yeah, he's done a nice job there.
Ah, you can see caliber right there.
The
A
only
really
issue
comfortable
is
player.
Zuperman's up.
He's up, but you know, when's the last time that you want to be taking damage?
On your way up, which is why these walls are going down with a lot of gold. But crucially, Zuperman's golds are both safe. They're both in the back of his base.
I'm a bit surprised that Rhea didn't delete a hole in his wall to try and get through quicker.
Well, he doesn't exactly know what's out there.
I mean, he should feel pretty comfortable with the moment that he cleaned up his opponent's inventory.
But when you've played the entire game so far in your own base, you can never be certain.
Yeah. He will be on his way up pretty shortly after Wheelbarrow finishes, I think.
And Melee do age up really quickly, so you can catch up a bit of the deficit. It's not looking great.
Still not really on gold yet.
Which is the issue.
Especially when Frank Knights will be on their way out, right?
Which then forces you into mass spear.
Do we have bloodlines? No, not bloodlines. Fucking Franks. Do we have bloodlines? Shut the fuck up, Tom Snuffles, you moron. Do we have bloodlines?
Oh, at least you didn't think that Portuguese get fast fires. I will not mention who thought that.
I could believe that for a second. If Portuguese did get fast fires, they would be absurd. Yeah,
because they could play a fast fire style and then recover their eco whilst having none.
Yeah, like they would be, and they're already a top tier water Sith. That would be.
They're behind only Vikings and Italians, I think, and that would put them probably above both.
I'm still out there trying to find out just where Dravidians lie.
I think they're just below those three.
Because their tank-ass boat seems to play a bit like the Korean...
But better.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's more usable. But it's got the same kind of speed and pacing.
Yeah. And requires big eco 4 as late game unit.
Yeah, like, it's good. And I've faced it a few times. But whenever I've faced it, my opponent has gone into it too early.
Not what you want. Seeing forward siege coming as well.
The reaction's good. We get the wall in.
Necessary. I would have liked to see a stone wall though. I think that's needed.
Yeah. Pike is in.
Again, it's just needed.
Yeah.
But Superman's adding a second TC. That's
there was a hole.
Oh,
Is there enough spears?
there's always a hole.
There would have been enough spears to mop that up if they'd have taken the engagement together, but they split up.
They will do it. He's walled the hole, I think. It's really hard to tell.
Quick reactions. Like,
Good
Rhea makes me feel bad. I've not watched any of your games because you'll make me feel worse, but seeing somebody who is... Look, I was tempted, other than the fact that I saw the score. I look forward to seeing the latter chunks when, like, there's you and Steak and Rhea and basically everybody who's 1800 plus is starting to scrap together live. I am so excited for that. If you all get there, that is. You might get knocked out by...
Oh boy. Knights broke in the top with the siege, and this could be over. I know Rhea's got the score lead, but he's behind Nico.
Did Rhea accidentally throw the pikes into the into the town centre? I think Rhea did. Yep.
That's... And the Scorpion's raiding the woodline now.
Oh.
I think Zuperman's played this really well for having a Civ disadvantage, I'd say, on this map.
Yeah,
He's got the hill with siege, and he's expanding to the corner for the gold for his third TC, which a solitary scout will not stop. Yeah, Rare's called it.
fucking hell. Well done, Swap Man.
But he's done sort of what Walt was doing in Hideout. He put the
Yeah.
pressure on, and he added his eco behind.
But Rhea responded to that far better than we got in game 1. And it wasn't so much of a Civ hard counter. Like, bear in mind that we favoured Malay in this, and we favoured the Malians against the Britons. Like, this is
I still
Swap
favour
Man.
the Britons. I just thought Malians do have their chance.
No.
Sorry, Malians is a Civ win against everyone. Don't listen to me. Listen to me.
Exactly. Thank you for correcting yourself.
I'm always
Once
open to
again,
learning more.
fucking hell, I love these game 1 upsets. It makes for such an exciting series, knowing that Swapman can be incredibly competitive. Like, you can see the eco is so much stronger, feudal time, castle time, better in every single once. I mean, at the same time, it's fucking Franks. It's Franks doing what Franks do best. It's like, yeah, Malay's great. Franks, Frank make horse. Brr.
Easy. But it's the forward siege in the right position. That's what's done it.
Cracking game 1. Rhea falls behind. And Franks once again get a win, knocking Malay out, which means that we move into Rhea's home map, and it's either going to be Land Madness or Golden Swamp. But it means that who do we have for Land Madness?
For Superman, it's got to be Magyars, surely.
Yeah, for Superman. What's Land Madness for Rhea?
I think you've got
Berbers?
Khmer, Berbers, and Mongols are all options.
I think Berbers.
So Berbers are worse in feudal age, but then have the intense spam in castle age and the option of camel archers. Mongols get off to a really good start, but then struggle in the mid game. Khmer get the good start, but then they can't add in pikes, which in a cab war can be crucial.
So he
There's
goes
options
Italians.
for all three.
Goes Italians, baby. There we go.
He goes Byzantines forward, skirm spear, easy. But we're going golden.
Okay. Well, we get cocked there. Okay, whatever.
Golden Swamp, rare Byzantine, surely. Good
Yeah.
hybrid Civ. Italians are better for islands. But better working fire ships is crucial for such a small water area. Quick imp to take control of the gold. All the bonuses lining up.
Byzantines have got everything that you want there for
Then-
Golden Swamp.
Surely Japanese?
But that's it. I think Japanese would be my pick, and I think Japanese versus Byzantines in Golden Swamp. If I was picking civs, I'd pick the Japanese over the Byzantines.
Japanese start better. Byzantines are probably better late game, but Japanese have all the tools to stop them getting there.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to see it. Let's hop into game 2 of Rhea versus Swapman on Golden Swamp. Casted by Tom Snuffles and King Boo. That's us. It says our names right there.
It's mines.
Oh, I forgot
What?
about mines.
But why? We better win this because I don't know why. Although Mayans surely were for beach fight. That's what we were thinking.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. I mean, mines are good. They're an archer civ.
Mines.
Mines that they're an archer civ, so they don't necessarily need the middle as much as other civs might.
Especially with their cheaper archers.
But it's the Byzantines. Like,
Cheap skirms. But then cheap skirms, eagles.
yeah.
But then eagles, you need the middle.
And
I'm intrigued.
like, it's a good matchup. And if your opponent is leaning into eagles as their modus operandi, and you've managed to secure the middle, and you're Byzantines, and yes, you're a trash civ, but you've got the middle, so you're making cataphracts. What do you do if you are Mayans without gold? So you can't have a massive archers.
If you don't have a massive arbs, you just die.
Yeah, that's it. Like this means that actually for an archer civ, this matchup, the middle is super, super important for the Mayans.
Then the middle's important, but Byzantines want to play it for water control more.
Yeah.
But Mayans don't, and the water is quite crucial for middle control.
So basically, we're hoping for demos, right?
Absolutely.
That's it. That's all we want. We want some demos. Huggy G, I would like some ones in the chat to say that you also would like some demos. Basically, we all want some demos. Of which the Byzantines do better, right? 69 demos from Huggy. I thought so.
Well, Mayans will have no options really that can survive demos. Byzantines do, as they do have some cav options. But yeah,
Did Byzantines
demos are wanted.
who has the extra tanky demos?
Chinese.
Chinese.
And then Berbers get faster moving ones.
I think I would want faster moving demos over extra tanky demos.
They can definitely catch you off guard very quickly. Ray is docking. Zuperman's trying to stop it with his eagle. Which with no loom could be dodgy. Oh, he's fine. He's fine.
I mean, the defense is good. Rhea don't fuck about, man. Rhea really doesn't fuck about.
He's not risking it.
Rhea
he needs to get back into this set.
Is an aggressive bird. That's it, right? A Rhea is an aggressive bird.
I only know it is named after one of the Titans from Greek mythology.
Yeah, daughter of Uranus and Gaia.
Gaia, who is one of the most prolific killers of villagers in this game.
Gaia is a total fucker. But Rhea's, also known as Nandus, which is a great name, is a South American ostrich.
Nice!
So there we go. I knew a thing.
South American ostrich. Delightful.
So, there's the greater or American Rhea. Obviously, it's American, so they want to make, it's bigger because it's in America.
It's big and it's great and it's amazing and it makes you fat, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Who said that?
And the lesser or Darwin's Rhea. So I've always wanted to touch Darwin's Rhea. And I wonder if Rhea is going to prove to be a greater or lesser Rhea in this game too.
Well, it was his first pick map. You got to think he's got something prepped for it. He's comfortable on it.
Yeah, and he's got clearly a civ that you'd hope he's...
Yes, he's got a very strong civ for this map, I feel.
Huh. I didn't... Of course I knew that you could take the actual fish with your vills.
Yeah, you can always take deep fish with vills. It's just usually on water maps you can't reach them.
You just can't. I don't think I've ever actually seen somebody actively doing that. Like, on this map. Yeah, with...
Both are trying to be a pain with their scout hitting fishing ships. To see them dance around would be a right pain.
I mean, this is much tighter. This is a much tighter game too so far. Yeah, there's 12 seconds of TC idle time from Swapman, but... I mean, 12 seconds, whatever.
He's going out to repair them.
Repair the fish.
I love it.
I don't think that's necessarily worth... No, he's not. I was going to say...
Is he going to go attack the eagle? No, he's going to repair the fish, surely.
What is that?
The attention to detail is brilliant.
Oh, it's so funny. Is it worth it?
Absolutely.
To send a... Like, that's so much idle vill time.
Well, otherwise you potentially lose your fish and they're worth a lot. Although Red doesn't have a second dock, he's dropping a barracks, whereas Zuperman is going to play for water. 2 dock.
Yeah, three
dock.
3 dock.
Might be a bit overkill.
We can live with overkill. Like overkill.
If you're going 3 dock, you have to win water, you have to add fish, and you need to somehow survive any land pressure. Which Red deleted his barracks and is only now putting it up. So he can't get any forward pressure on Superman anytime soon. Who opens demo? He doesn't open fire, he opens demo. He's going for the glory shot on the fish.
I mean, we take that. Glory?
Take those.
Glory is worth it. Is a demo on the fish overkill? Who
Not
cares?
if it gets at least 2.
Yeah, exactly. We asked for demos, we got demos. But he's splitting the fishing ship up.
That's very sensible. Means it's better scouting. He lost 1.
Yeah, he sees the value. He's like, oh, that's a fishing ship and a fire. Right, boom, right there. Dive in.
Done.
Oh, the value. The value. And that was so good because that fire ship immediately low.
Now gets chased down and killed.
Almost gets the scout though. That's something.
Ray's playing range now. Very late to get it up. So he's got to go and put pressure on land. But Superman is adding his own barracks. We'll probably see a range after that and play land defense as well as winning water. So he's putting himself in a very good position to win this map.
I mean, have we actually been able to produce from all 3 docks, or was making 3 docks a bit ridiculous?
It feels overkill. Especially as Ray's only got 1.
Yeah.
I can understand wanting a 3rd against the better Byzantine fires. But
that's true.
The way it's played out, it's overkill.
I also don't think they're that much better. Like
they are. They're so
good,
much better.
But 2 fires still beats 1.
Yeah, but 1v1 you get destroyed.
Why you don't take a 1v1 fight against the Byzantines? Like, that'd be ridiculous. Imagine if you were taking a 1v1 fight when you had when you had 2 fires right there. That would be silly, right?
It would be silly. Rhea will lose his fish though, and Superman should add a few extra as he adds a range, hopefully to put a couple of skirms in and defend.
He genuinely almost lost that. That was so close. And another boom.
Booms everywhere.
So many booms, which is exactly what you want to see on this map.
It's the reason to play, isn't it?
Yeah. If you didn't get booms, what would the point of being here? However, Rhea, I think, is playing this okay. 33 eco to 36. So man has a minor advantage right now.
It's the fish.
Yeah.
And he's now got the potential to add more fish.
Rhea putting a bit of pressure on the berries, not the end of the world, but we are pretty darned exposed. There's some skirms.
It's got to bring them across. I think the 3 fishing ships will more than make up for being pushed off your wood a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, these players are great. It's so good to see, like, this level of skill compared to, like, just watching the plate games at roughly my level.
That's where it's going to be interesting, people being able to watch other people.
That was a good demo. That was a great demo. Almost made for even trades. That'll mean that it actually lands just about in Superman's favour.
Superman at home has dealt with the archers. He's fine there. He's going to clean up the dock. And Rhea's looking to sell his stone and buy his way up because he's putting down a market.
I mean, still can't... Like, even if he does that, he can't get himself up just yet. And by losing fish, he's lost a small advantage there. Considering he's Byzantines, you'd expect him to win that feudal fight, but clearly he just didn't care that much.
Superman's seen the market. He's going to match it with his own market at home. And he's on gold in the middle. I think he's looking to spam equals. He's got water control. He's not scared of demos.
That's the thing. It's like Mayans in the middle with the eco to get eagles out. What do Byzantines do against that without the middle control or without gold of their own?
They're going to have enough gold at home to play crossbow or longsword, but longsword's really expensive on your food eco.
Really expensive and hard to get into. Basically, I don't think longsword is often the play.
It's what you want to go into, but you need to buy time with something else to set your eco up first. Otherwise, you will die.
He has walled, so you know he's. Oh, thanks,
So
Grandy.
he
That was a
can
good
buy
spot.
himself some time. Gaia strikes again. Ray is trying to snipe Superman's fish. He got one of them. Still 2 survive.
There's a hole. There's a hole, but look at that. Rhea spots the hole with the Vil on the outside.
That would be very easy to miss.
It's super easy to me. I could not see that as a hole at all. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ray is also on stone. Is he thinking about a castle already?
With 7 on stone, absolutely. That's got to be a castle. And I think that's very necessary for the Byzantines.
But he's gambling. Because if Superman was going crossbow, then Cataphracts is not a good play.
No.
It's also very costly on your eco.
But would you expect somebody to be going for...
What, Cataphracts at this stage?
No, for going for ARBs when they have this much control. Like, is the Eagles...
Honestly, it's a 50-50. Yeah. You're gambling. Because ARBs can lead to a very quick imp, especially with control in the middle. He is actually dropping another range, so... And getting fletching, he is going to go.
It does look like he's going for the ARB after all.
They're so late that Eagles would be better at this point.
But that's the thing. I thought because of his position that Eagles would be the slightly better play. But, I mean, once again, what am I to know? Because both of these players would be able to beat me with a single hand and their eyes closed. Yeah. He's seen no archers yet.
Okay. Big brain play. Look at Rare's res. Biz, get cheap imp. What if he drops castle, clicks imp, and just plays fast imp?
And then what do you do off the back of that? Immediately into
Arb.
Into Arb?
Yeah. And
Secure
then take control of the middle, and then pray.
Is he going to delete that archery range?
No, surely not.
But he's sent so many Vils forward to try and build this castle.
No, it's going up. No way it gets denied, but I don't really know what he does. If he's not going to go fast imp, which is a huge gamble in itself, is he trying to go Cataphracts, which in itself is another gamble?
I mean, it's cheap, but it's not that cheap, right? It's still...
It's pretty damn cheap.
What is it, 800?
670 food or something?
That's fucking cheap.
It's shy of 600 gold. Like 580 or something.
So he can and he will. When this castle goes up, he'll be right there.
Well, he can, but I don't think he will.
Oh no, he's invested more food into stuff.
He's
only
is
got
looking
12 on food.
to put forward siege down. Deleted his siege workshop, so he might be replacing it.
So many big brain plays right here. And I do not have the big brain for this.
He's not producing Cataphracts. He's not going imp. I'm not quite sure what the plan is. And against Mayans, if you don't have a plan, you can be in real trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna get...
Superman's just expanding his eco. 3 TC already. And he's got one in the middle as well. So an eagle switch will be almost trivial when he wants to do it.
I mean, it's a relatively late horse collar. I will agree with that. But he has been taking fish.
Yeah,
so
which does offset it.
It probably balances it out in the end. It's honestly, does this feel like a 1800 versus a 1600? Yeah, probably. But Superman has played this really, really well. Like, really, really well.
Yeah, he really has.
Every bit of expansion has been throttled. Like, Rhea has been on the back foot since losing the middle. The fast imp couldn't happen. We've had to invest into defense. Like, we're not clicking up anytime soon, and the eco is even leaning on slightly better for Superman.
Well, Superman is also, his res is looking like, once he stabilises TC production, he's not going to be far off imp.
No.
Which is why it is scary.
Very, very much so. The one thing that we're missing is any form of locking down the control for Superman, because he's had to invest so much into the aggro element of it. He hasn't been able to invest much into the stable eco or into the map control.
Well, he can do that with military. He's going on to stone now from 1 TC, so he will be able to place castles not too long. He's heavily on gold. He can probably buy 100 food and click up and play into Eagles. Or his food eco's not great. Maybe the ARB play would be better to open and then transition into Eagles later.
Artifact raid. 2 vills. I mean, the eco is not stable enough that we can actually afford to take much in the way of damage.
Not yet, but with 3 TCs, he could probably buy a 4th. He's got options to deal with it.
Still only 10 on food, though.
A lot of them are in the TC, aren't they? And with no upgrades, these cataphracts will die.
R.I.P.
Oh, 1 escapes. Run into the fire ship. There we go.
Run into the TC. God, don't let it escape. It is. Oh, he saves it with the mango. Yo, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
But then Superman, he's got a couple of crossbows on the left side and one on the right-hand side of Rare's base. Like, they're not individually going to do much, but they're just splitting his attention, forcing him to react.
Which is genuinely quite impressive.
Yeah, I don't think it's causing Superman much effort to do this compared to the amount of carnage it's causing.
And yet, even with all of that carnage, Vil lead and Eco lead is still actually in Rhea's favour. It's like, even with all of this pressure, even with all of this shit going on,
he is holding
we're
on
still 4 Vils ahead.
Yeah.
And look at that. Fucking hell, I hadn't noticed. Idle TC time, 30 seconds.
Well, that's where his advantage is coming from. Because he had his TCs up later, but if they're always working, he's in a great position. And he's looking to take back water.
30. We're at minute 30 of the game. 30 seconds. That is fucking absurd.
It was 1 TC. Fine, whatever. It's 3.
And that's still only 20 Vils on food. So it's like, you can so easily make a few skirms to try and defend and end up having to idle a TC.
Okay, Reyes, he deleted his cast. He decided not to build it in the range. I panicked for a moment.
Yeah, I thought he was about to completely throw some shit right there. And there we go. There's the idle TC time absolutely rocketing up because he's done exactly what we just said. But it was very respectable while it was there.
He's taking back water as well.
Oh god, and the mangonels absolutely mop up. He can just turn around. He can put that castle back if he wanted.
He's going to. Oh no, he's still again. Okay, I like that one. It's out of the range of the
Dharma
castle.
strikes again.
Easy. I think you've now got a race to Imper's Rare. You've got map control with fires. You're going to have your castle. You'll be able to build a second on your way up.
As the military lead, Eco is now even.
And he's got the mangonels to deal with the plumes.
I mean, plumes are perfectly fine against mangoes because they're just
run
so
away.
fast. They're like cav archers, really, when it comes down to it, except they're not as tanky.
They have many similarities in how you play with them.
Yeah. I love them. This, once again, does not feel like a huge advantage for Rhea.
It looked like Superman was in such a big lead early on. But Rhea's clawed this back, and with both up to input almost identical times.
I mean, Swoopman's advantage was there was military pressure.
But he didn't follow through with it.
He didn't follow through with it, and the thing that we were praising him for of spreading his military out and being a nuisance in as many places as possible was really, really good, but meant that he was never able to get up to any form of mass that was able to be
But that's where you spread them out,
yeah.
you cause the nuisance, and behind it you're building a actual push, which just wasn't coming.
And off the back of this, we've lost another TC. We're up to like 15 minutes of idle TC time.
Getting housed as well.
And at the same time, the water's been completely reclaimed. Like, this is a complete swing round in position for Rhea.
The castle for Superman will allow him to get across to the middle again. Both have got two, or will have two castles for Trebs. Rhea could drop a third.
Double monk.
Not entirely sure what that's for, given that there's not going to be any high value units.
And it's not like there's going to be knights on the field from the Mayans, so
No.
like eagles are not particularly countered by monks.
I like what Rhea's doing on the left. He's dropping another castle, lock down more of your eco, so you can expand. It's a very sensible play, and both of them have got to be going for Trebs now. Trebs have just got to be queued.
But this is where the Byzantines start being a real nuisance, right?
They don't need to invest in masonry or architecture. Mayans do.
Like, it's going to be so hard to win a Treb war. Like, when it comes down to it, because the castle just won't die.
Yeah. Well, it's 6,720 against 4,800. That's almost 2,000 HP difference.
And now we fall into it. It's like, okay, so we're investing into, like, we're going the plume route or the arb route, and we're up against imp Byzantines with, like, full fucking trash, with gold backing them up. So, like, we can't go into eagles happily because cataphracts are on the field. We've seen them. We know they're there. We know that Rhea is happy going into cataphracts. This gets harder and harder for a swordman from here.
He's not committed to plumes or arbs, which I think needs to be arbs in this situation with the Treb war going on.
Yeah.
But Rhea should win the middle.
Tried to do a bit of damage, Swordman did, with sending some of his plumes forward. But
Galleons and a scorpion to deal with it.
yeah, has immediately fallen into galleons and lost everything. It didn't really manage to do a fat load of anything. Killed a monk. And a scorpion.
Superman's committed a lot of vills to repairing this castle, and Rhea hasn't got the same numbers.
Look, the impossible has happened and the castle has gone down. That's exciting.
That comes from repairs.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
I mean, I'm always happy to see myself proven wrong, and Swordman, like, fucking hell, he's such a good player. What is his current rating?
Good question. Go and have a look.
AoE2.net. Please don't be broken or down. Oh, but it's not Swordman, it's Superman.
No, Superman. 1566.
1566, so he's even...
1682. He's not at his peak.
He is not at his peak. But I think peak... Like, you can easily fluctuate 100, 200
Easy.
rating. Like, so easy. Knowing that somebody can play it, like, knocking on 1700. And Rhea is 1800, and where that fluctuates down to means that actually both these players playing within 100 rating of each other, if taking into account fluctuation, they could conceivably meet on the ladder at some point. So this isn't a surprise that it's a close game, and Swordman and Rhea have both played this really, really well. I'm very impressed with the stability of Rhea.
Superman's got the middle. Pushing him out of it. And then what you do is Biz pushed out the middle, he's forced into elite skirm, but that just enables the eagle switch. I feel like Rhea needs cannon galleons to get back in the middle.
There's so much damage with these plumes.
This is just a nuisance. It's 5 plumes, who cares if you lose them compared to the damage output they've got?
They've actually hit Ria's food economy quite significantly.
Yeah.
Like, considering we had a sort of food advantage for a tiny little bit, it's gone. They're dead. I mean, at least he's noticed.
And now Superman does have fast fires out, which against low numbers of galleons, really strong.
But he needs them out now, because when we're getting up to this amount of galleon mass, at the back of this, if we've got chemistry on the way in, or if it's in, I don't know.
It is in for both.
If cannon galleons start to roll out, we can re-solidify our control of the middle. And I think that'll be really, really tough for the Mayans to deal with.
There's another castle coming down for Superman. He's locking down the middle.
I think he needs to lock down the water before he can lock down the middle.
And he's going into Eagles. He's got enough fast fires to at least give himself an opportunity to go and raid. And that's all you want as Eagles.
And then one blue. That's got some real value. Look at the eco difference now. Shut my damn mouth. It's 122 vils to 90.
And where does Rare take gold? He's got none at home. He's having to sell massively to get anything.
Like, this is like, Byzantines need to have a stronger eco because they're so trash focused.
Without gold, what the hell do you do against Eagles?
Rotman's map position is great. The fact that he's locking down the middle, the fact that we're able to start a transition into fully upgraded Eagles, which will be on the way very, very soon. Like, if we get there, this is really, really scary. I am not seeing a huge amount of ways for Rhea to stabilize this.
Not without gold.
Yeah.
Byzantines want to play into faster imps. Like, yes, the demos are getting huge value here, but it isn't enough. Bombard cannons can push castles, but what kills Eagles? Skirms won't cut it. You're then relying on your ships, which cost gold still. This is a great position for Superman.
Probably don't want to be throwing away the trebs to the galleons.
I think he was trying to snipe the bombard cannons with the trebs.
Well, it's not particularly worked out very well.
No.
So I thought cannon galleons would be the way, but clearly bombard cannons is how he wants to go.
The issue is he's losing water control as well.
The demos coming in are doing so much work. Like, they have whittled away those numbers. Like, that was another hit. The whole navy's gone.
Position, but it doesn't change the fact he has no access to gold. And there's Eagles incoming.
But it's okay, because he might eventually take down the castle with all of these skirmishes. Do you remember when that was a thing?
Yes.
When the skirmishes were getting, like, double damage, like, skirms were taking down buildings. What was that with? Was that with the Aztecs, or?
No, it was, it's Mayan skirms with a Saracen ally.
That was it. Absolutely ridiculous. That should never have been a thing. It's so much fun.
It's still the same.
Is it? Is it really still the same?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just not actually any good. It was just overhyped in the scenarios.
But it was so much fun.
It was funny. What do you now do against these Eagles? Demos is the answer.
Demos is happening. The Eagles are genuinely dying to the skirms.
All it takes is 5 or 6 to get into Eureka, and suddenly 10, 15 vills die.
This is looking so good for Swapman.
It is. He just needs to hold this position. He doesn't need to do anything else. Without gold,
he needs to keep the pressure on Rhea's eco, right? Because
I would like to see a few Eagles just peeled off and just sent into eco.
Absolutely, because as soon as Rhea starts to get up to like 110, 120 vils, then the Byzantines can probably start to amass something, some form of defense. The lack of gold is troubling, but of all of the civs to not have gold, Byzantines probably not the worst.
But you're against Eagles, which is the worst thing to not have gold against. And
Rhea knows it, and Rhea calls it, and fucking 2 games in a row, the underdog takes the map.
the Eagles were going up north and were going to raid.
Takes
And-
Rhea's home map as well. Like, you were vindicated. Mayans got the win.
Got the win. What needed to happen? Which does mean the next map is Land Madness.
Hold on, before you cut to my face, Grandy, let me turn the light on so I'm not just sat in. Like, now it's very dark. Now I look like a miserable basement dweller. So let me turn the light on. I'm almost there. Okay, I did it. I did it. The light is on. I'm home. Fucking what a series. I did not expect it to be this good.
See, I know the result from this one because the winner plays me at the next round.
Ah.
But I hadn't watched the game in that much depth. This is better than I thought it would be.
This is good good research for you then.
Probably should have watched it earlier.
Yeah. When do you play? Not who do you play, when do you play?
2 days ago.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah.
This is great research.
Yeah, this is great research. Oh. Okay. So game 3.
Land Madness.
LAN Madness, that's got to happen. Swapman is up fucking 2 games.
Huge.
Absolutely mammoth.
Magyars, surely.
Got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a call for Lithuanians.
I feel like they're, well, Liths and Japanese are the 2 that you're looking at for Dry River. Vikings, Japanese for Islands. Magyars don't fit anywhere else, really.
Yeah.
Magyars fit here.
So
then
LAN
it's a choice
Madness.
of Khmer, Berbers, and Mongols. Italians and islands. Do Khmer, Berbers, or Mongols stand out for you on Dry River?
I probably Khmer for Dry River. Even though like farming is less important, but the ability to throw down a house and effectively secure that your vills from archer play, I think is really, really useful. I would probably lean Khmer for Dry River. So that would put Berbers or Mongols for Land Madness. I would lean Berbers because I think they're really good for that.
Berbers hard counter Magyars in the late game, but they need to get to camel archers. And Magyars are known for being very aggressive.
Yeah. So I think Berbers, Magyars for that interesting game. I think that's what I'd expect right here.
It's an argument for all 3. I have to see what he goes for.
We're ready. Let's hop into game 3 of this cracking series between Rhea and Swapman. And it's Magyars versus Khmer on Land Madness.
2 aggressive civs.
I think they're both great picks. There's no reason. I guess when you are 2 games behind, you pick your best civ, right?
You need to pick the one you're most comfortable with, the one you think is going to get the job done.
And Khmer is definitely that. I wouldn't feel upset Khmer versus Magyars on this map, not at all. Super hard to raid because once again you throw the houses down near your wood line.
But then a big difference is, as Magyars, you can add spears in more easily.
True.
And cheap scouts, free forging versus better eco is a bit of whatever in feudal. Doesn't really matter. But the spears could make a real difference.
They can. But it's like it's the fall off that you can pretty much guarantee as Khmer that you can get to castle. Like
you should be able to.
And that's often a worry on Land Madness. Is like if you get hit hard, you can't get to castle. But if you're playing as Khmer, you can pretty much guarantee that you get up there.
You have an easier time of it.
There's some good scouting. You can see Rhea very methodical all the way round. Swapman just sort of going skiddly boop bap doop scout all over the shop. Sensible pushings in. And Boo, you're in charge again. I'm pouring a second third lot of drink.
I mean, there's great excitement on this map as they find sheep and push deer.
Well, that's why I'm leaving you in charge now before it gets exciting.
I mean, Rhea's woodline choice is the most interesting thing so far. Just in the middle of the map, but then he doesn't have one at the back. That's an awkward map. Where's Superman's map? He's got, what, 6 woodlines surrounding him.
It's another one of those instances of Land Madness going, hey, are you struggling in this series? Fuck you.
I give you no woodlines.
Yeah, absolute trash. This is almost an admin right? Like, the map is so mega trash. I've seen it. It's not because he's got woodlines, but
we've only had one map so far that we've felt the need to offer an admin in.
Yeah, and the person was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, he didn't take it, but whatever. It's up to him. But it was a much more extreme version of this, though.
Oh yeah, like
in terms of woodlines being missing.
This is trash, but there's at least a woodline.
There's still 2 clear woodlines. They're just forward and bad, rather than having half your map missing wood because it didn't spawn.
Yeah, well, that was a dry river game, right? And his woodlines spawned in the center of the map, in the rivers.
No, you can get some wood in the river anyway. It was more that he had 7 woodlines and his opponent had 13.
That makes sense.
Most of his, they had the same number of woodlines on the sides of their map. Just one of them had a lot around their TC, and the other one had absolutely nothing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, we don't talk about that set, Huggy. I can understand why you're still upset. And I don't know how good Rhea's wood is, but in the game, Rhea's wood not looking great.
Oh dear.
We'll all see when it comes down to the actual LAN event how good everybody's wood is.
At least Huggy can just claim Mole's a smurf.
Well, Mole is a smurf.
Superman just walled in Rhea Scout.
Let's go! And gets the pick off.
Oh, that's huge.
Superman's a goddamn god.
That's huge.
Like, this guy is playing
my ass
out of his damn mind. Rhea has got to be there like, wait, what the fuck? I was supposed to win this. And at every turn is getting hit by like shit map, great aggro, the opponent getting decent civ matches. Fuck.
And he's just walled in his scout into one tile and killed it.
I feel for Rhea so bad. Like, I really do. Ooh. Superman, more like Smurfman. Absolutely. At the same time, it's so exciting to see. Like, the fact that this is 2-0 to Swapman.
So now we either have... Okay. We have options. Superman wins this game. You've got 3-0 lower seed domination. You've got 3-1 or 3-2 to Superman. You get the drama, and still the lower seed wins. Or Rhea wins 3-2, in which case you've got epic reverse sweep.
Epic reverse sweep, of which would near enough all be Swapman's home maps.
We'd have to win both of his home maps back to back on match point. Which would be huge.
This would be very exciting. This isn't the quarterfinals yet, is it? Or is this?
No, this is the round of 12.
Yeah, okay. So, close, but this is quarterfinal quality.
The next round is the deciders for who plays live. Because it's the top 4 in the cup.
Fuck. It's so soon. Like, what, 22 days?
I think it was 3 weeks today.
Holy shit.
3 weeks today.
You blink, guys. I hope y'all are cleaning your pants because LAN is so damn soon.
Bring a spare pair.
If it's reverse sweep potential, then it would. Yeah, it would definitely be stress. The walling is good though. The towering is a nuisance. Look at this guy.
Oh boy.
When the wood lines are this shit, and he sends a single villager forward to tower.
It's so worth it.
God!
Because at its worst, you force Rhea to build his own tower, garrison 5 vills, and idle them whilst he kills it. No,
holy shit!
Like 3 palisades is all he needs to wall it in, and then you can't bash it down with scouts.
He's just there. Like every moment, he's there. The Ville's got to be dead, right? But no,
you just run it away.
The scouts are there.
Just send it home. Who cares? Or go build a house in the corner of the map and walk home. He's going to force the tower, force the idle time. It's completely worth it.
Fantastic.
I think Zuperman just needs to send 1 villager to long distance stone so he can build a second TC.
Yeah.
And then he's sorted.
I'm so impressed. Like,
yeah, it's a tower and 5 vills idle. Plus, he keeps hitting random vills on the wood line.
Like, I am so impressed. Like, this is
just really solid.
I mean, where do you go from here, though?
But it's what we said at the beginning of the Wall Spudji set. If you're the lower seed, you've got to ask questions of your opponent, but you don't want to play out of your comfort zone. So he's put on that bit of aggression. He's made Rhea play his game, and then he's taken it from there and done well every time.
Well, that's done very well.
It's not been complete all-in YOLO plays. No need for that. Just play a slightly more aggressive game.
Look at the idle time forced right now. Rhea up to a minute of idle TC time to 10 seconds.
And his entire wood line's not been working whilst he took the tower out.
Yeah. So Rhea has to do some counter damage now, right?
Which he's got scouts going forward for. But Superman won't overchop yet. And there is a spear out.
Spear is good. We're a little exposed on the goal, but it's fine. Oh, that's nice. Dink the low HP one.
Good pick.
Vils being able to hop into houses is so useful.
It's saving them big time.
Like, so useful. It means pressure is like a third of the damage that it would be.
It's better idle Vils than dead Vils. Because at least then you can recover quickly if you still have them.
The potential is still there. I don't think either player is investing too heavily into the cav, though. Like, it doesn't feel...
No. They're not going after upgrades. They're not going after a second stable.
They're just sort of trying to get the intimidating numbers up, and...
The spears are just doing work for...
35 to 33 in Vils. The military mass is even right now.
Oh, please take out the blacksmith. Please kill it. Please kill it. Okay, he didn't. Very sad.
So
oh god, they're in both bases. How are we following this?
Yeah, I mean, poorly. Both players just going for the aggro play. It's how well each one defends. Because when it comes to KD, Superman has killed 5 to the 2 of Rhea.
No villagers have died.
Which, once again, not... Oh, that could have been the first. Not a huge surprise when you can hop into the houses. And I think a lot of how Rhea is still in this right now is the ability to hop into the houses, because the pressure was strong.
He is 2 vills behind from idle time, and he is bringing his scouts back to try and deal with Superman. This could be decided on castle time and who can get those first few knights out.
Well, here's the thing. Superman, wheelbarrow on the way in. Castle will be immediately after that wheelbarrow finishes.
He's got his blacksmith, he's dropping his second stable. Rhea's only just gone to gold.
And I love that as Magyar's, he got his first damage upgrade as well. So his scouts are significantly better. That's 2 extra damage. compared to nothing. Like, Rhea hasn't got a single damn upgrade. I mean, horse collar, whatever. Whatever. Who cares? I think it's worth it for that.
Horse collars. Well, okay, so horse collar would be an absolute killer not to have if he had stone to go into multiple TCs. If you're not playing multiple TCs, it's not as big a deal.
Exactly, not the end of the world. Really not the end of the world. Where it might fall down? Where it might fall down is that the castle time for the Khmer, not that bad. Even with all of the damage, all of the pressure, the fact that we're 2 full minutes of idle. Fuck those walls.
He's 2 Vils down and wheelbarrow behind and still slow to Castle Edge.
Yeah.
If he pulls this off, this would be impressive. And he's losing Vils, had his second stable denied.
Well, that'd just make this a swift 3-0. And would... Here's the thing. You're down. If you lose this game, you're out. So you stay in this as the better player, you stay in this as long as possible.
You almost make your opponent defeat you.
Exactly. And can Suitman end Rhea? Or will Tenacity win out?
He can do. Whether he will is a different matter.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't clicked Bloodlines and he's about to hit Castle Edge. He hasn't got an armour. He's going into infantry armour, which suggests bigger pike plays, whereas that res would be better spent on knights and the pikeman upgrade, which he's cancelled. So that's
not quite enough on gold. Second armour upgrade is really, like, those upgrades are absolutely spicy. Yeah, no bloodlines, but second armour upgrade, double damage upgrades. Yeah, fine. Suitman's A-okay. If he takes his foot off the gas, though, it's like this is where Magyar's had the advantage. That early game, the feudal age, Castle Age comes in for Khmer, and Khmer turn into a whole different beast.
Superman's dropping a third stable. He can't produce from all 3, but his intentions are very clear. He's going heavy knights. He's going aggro. He's not going to let Superman let Rhea breathe. And I think that's quite sensible.
I think that's very sensible.
But Rhea's also got 3 stables and a monastery.
Monastery would be good, but there's a lot of scouts on the field.
There are. They should.
And more pressure.
They're both in each other's farming ecos.
This is how LAN Madness is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be aggressive and, okay, we lost all the scouts for absolutely nothing.
Supposed to be, yes.
Oh. Such a spicy series.
Become big Rhea fanboys. We want this to go further than game 3.
I think I agree. Bear in mind that at no point has Rhea played badly at all. As the stronger player, there's been many times where we've seen the caliber of play from Rhea, and it's just lost out in maybe strategy, or I guess this is a strategy game and planning is very important, which is why I love tournaments over just randomers meeting in the ladder. It's like if Swapman met Rhea in the ladder.
Plan it.
Yeah, and clearly Swapman's done some planning, because the civ choices, the picks, the matchups have been really good for him. There's been a bit of research gone down. Like,
it might not be the civs you'd expect for the map, but he's come in with a clear plan, executed it well, and done what he wanted to.
Absolutely love it. And there's a hole.
There's always a hole.
There's always a hole.
There's always a hole.
Doesn't matter. The defensive knights are there.
There's holes everywhere.
So, but with all of that, it's only a 4-2 eco KD. But where it falls down is still 2 minutes of idle time to nod. Yeah. Like, really, really impressive. I don't know how people do that. To be 30 minutes into the game and have under a minute.
And Q-Vills.
I can't do that. Absolutely can't do that. That was good damage, though. There were some good picks. The eco KD edging Closer
Rhea
and
is
closer.
starting to try and hit in several places at once, and
Yeah.
he's dealing with the knights at home. He is doing well with this.
I wonder who, like, I wonder if I can find the APM of these players.
I believe it's a capture age statistic. There we go. Grandy's solving it for you.
Randy is solving it. So Rhea ahead, but it's not by much. Fascinating.
Zuperman's the first to build a second TC. He long distanced a bit of stone, and he's going to go and build the TC on stone to work towards more TCs.
Did exactly that thing what you said that he should do.
Now, is that going to be too greedy? And is Rhea going to punish him with production? Or is that greed going to be well founded?
Maybe. I mean, there's like the eco when it comes down to actually night mass is so fucking even.
Well, it's 16 against 15. Rhea's getting burst armor, so he's slightly behind in upgrades. But then he does have a monk out to heal, get a conversion. So
I can understand that one. And the extra mind game is he's put them in wide stance instead of like tight, so it looks like he's got more.
it allows you to engage better, I feel.
Yeah. I get it.
Well, in open field, that is. If you get into smaller choke points, that is a disaster.
Like this is evened out. Like bear in mind that we were behind. We were sitting and the scout comes forward to get the monk, but this has been a great engagement for Rhea.
Got the conversion first, and this could be game winning.
How the hell Rhea managed to win that fight? I have because it wasn't an even night. Like there wasn't even numbers.
And
some
didn't
of
get
them
value.
peel off.
And now Rhea can just queue a few knights at home and go and clean them up.
Fuck, that's a huge swing.
And the woodline's open. Couple of knights in there. He knows where the other woodline is. He knows where the gold is.
Like Rhea senses, like this is blood. This is blood in the water. Rhea is all on this.
Like we said about Walt on the Cape of Storms game, this last couple of minutes is clinical.
Yeah. If Suitman can stabilise this, can push this Night Mass back, cannot lose too many vills.
He can't.
But he can't. He
Rhea
really can't.
waited. He took one good engagement that he knew he would win. And he's turning that into huge eco damage.
Look at that, all of the vills having to run away. The idles, the fucking number of vills dying. The eco is absolutely tanking. Yeah,
And Rhea's
absolutely.
not really lost that much at home. 21-7 eco KD. With more vills just being slaughtered under the TC.
Doesn't matter if he loses all of these knights as well. Just, what a swing. What an immediate swing. Such a... Rhea's got to be happy with this.
He was behind.
So,
He was behind.
And when Suitman's knights die, because of course they could just hop in. There you go, hop in the houses. Equivalent damage not there. Fight will go Rhea's way. These knights will all die, and the GG will come in immediately after.
Oh my goodness.
What a swing!
This was good. Oh boy.
What a swing! Now, of course, if you're Suitman, you could stay in this. You can.
I think you stay in it for a bit more. Compose yourself again. Start thinking about what map am I playing next. My home maps, my civ choices. How am I going to play it?
Yeah,
Mentally prepare yourself for it.
Send some vills into the corner, stonewall them in, several layers thick.
Get admin last out the tournament, and then play game 4. Yeah.
Just basically spend the next 20 minutes just writing out some strats for yourself. I mean, that's the thing in CSGO, right? Like, you have a round that you're gonna lose, so you use that whole round to talk about what you're gonna do the round after.
Yeah, obviously to a less extreme version than walling vills in corners, but the same idea applies.
I think so. Start thinking next map.
Keep playing for the next 5 minutes. Think about what you're doing. Get yourself a glass of water. Compose yourself.
Get a bev. Get a bev. Get a bit.
He's trying to boom it out with a third TC. It's not going to work.
Maybe Huggy called it. Maybe the reverse sweep is on the way.
Oh, the dream.
Not that you can speak, as you've already played the winner of this
Oh,
season.
I already played the winner.
But still, the dream is alive. But for who? Who has the dream?
For both. The dream is still alive for both. Rhea to recover for the reverse sweep, and Superman to pull off the upset.
And what an upset it would be. Yeah, as I say, I don't think when you look at their peak and average ratings, I don't think it's so different that it's... When it comes down to tournament settings, if I see a gap that big, it's not huge. Planning can easily do that. wait until I see script up, boo. 3-0, baby.
3-0, baby.
To be honest, if that happened, if Boo got knocked out before the actual tournament section of the the live tournament, that would be so good from an admin point of view, because that means that he can't get the prize money that we're all raising. That would make everything easy. Then Boo can cast all of the live finals and shit. It would be great. Oh, Superman is so shafted right now. 10 Vils behind. No military.
He's done. He's taking his time to work out what's coming next.
Well, it will be game 4, because it certainly isn't a win on game 3.
It's just being ravaged everywhere.
That was it. That was off the back of one bad fight. Superman had done so well. This was his game. He was in such a comfortable position. And this is all based off Rhea noticing that a fight took an advantage, and as soon as they had the advantage of that fight, just knew to hit right then, that second, and swing it completely round. And he's hitting everywhere. There's no way that Superman can cope with this.
He's played brilliantly in this game. From sort of 2 minutes into Castle Age onwards, he's been flawless.
Totally. Really absurd. And yeah, it is good to see how close the score is still, but the game is not close.
Yeah.
Not one bit. The score, this is another instance of the score not representing anything when it comes down to the position of this game. You don't lose this from Rhea's position.
You'd have to shift delete your villagers and your army. You'd basically have to start in Dark Age again to lose this.
Because this 3 military on the field versus 12, no villagers really. Production, there's 4 on food. You can't produce military, you can't produce vills. There is nothing you can do here. Yeah, it could really do with that +2 armor, but at the same time, we've managed to get this advantage by just ignoring it. I don't know why have.
Probably because he's run out of gold where he was taking it. He's searching for more. It's just to add more military as he waits to get gold income again.
He just takes his opponent's gold, right?
Well, yeah.
Actually, he clearly doesn't give 2 shits about gold because he's long distance gold mine. There we go. What a fucking sick game. This whole series has been absolutely wonderful. Both of these players are amazing. Exactly the kind of thing that I'd be wanting to watch in a quarterfinal, and it's gutting that at least one of them's
not making it.
Goes out here because they're brilliant. I'm glad that no matter what,
kind of set that you'd like to watch live as well.
For sure. At least it's not the last that we see of either player, right? Because they go down to the plate.
No. If you're out now, you're out.
Ah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, okay, well, fuck you. If you're out now, you're out.
You're out.
Well, Rhea has definitely given themselves enough of a chance by stomping Game 3. I mean stomping. As soon as they had an advantage, foot on the gas, done.
I mean, 1 TC all the way, but production, army, pushing... makes it worthwhile. The Eco KD is ridiculous, 72 to 20.
Do you remember when it was 2 minutes of idle TC time to 0?
Yeah, now it's
That's 4
but
minutes to
he just doesn't
13.
have to, does he?
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
Superman needs to call this. We need the game 4.
We do need the game 4.
We need the game 4.
I also need a Wii. So, to be honest, I've been so excited I've almost Wii'd myself.
Understandable.
I think it's understandable too. Like, this is...
I think we're going to see a get out my game castle here. Right, yep. Right in the middle of his dodgy eco. Just going to walk past a TC to place it. Doesn't even care.
It's a flex. Full on flex. Good castle.
Superman he's looking at the score thinking, I'm somewhat still in this.
I'm not that far.
But he's going to see that castle and surely it's done.
I mean, it's 20 vils different. More than that. Coming down to 30. Knights all over the shop. Like, this is one of those I'm staying in it because I'm stubborn moments.
They're staying in it because I'm stubborn, and they're staying in it for 20 minutes.
Look, I don't mind. I don't mind when you're trying to get that win against a better player. You hope that they slip up like you did.
I have sympathy for it because the score wasn't that far apart.
No, really not
Weirdly,
that far apart.
Which makes no sense, but deal with it.
Exactly. Here we are. But respect, both players played that pretty well. But Rhea, that was like some grudge match shit. Like, came for the jugular.
He's been put on the back foot. He's down and almost out, and he's come up with the answer.
I'd love that. This series is giving me so much joy. And I think garlic mayo and pizza will also bring me joy.
Pizza brings joy to everyone.
I want a sort of tandoori chicken.
Oof.
That would bring me joy.
Question is, where do you go now for Zupa? He has Islands and he has Dry River available.
Islands.
Islands was his first pick, I think. It's a complete change of pace. You just go for it.
Yeah, I think Islands. You've got Italians. You got to feel pretty comfortable with that.
Ray's got Italians. Zuperman.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's Superman.
But if anything,
Islands, Vikings.
Yeah.
So Islands, Vikings, Italians, and
it's your home map. It's your comfort zone. You take it.
Yeah. Like, okay, this could so easily be that. Like, this could be Islands, Vikings, Italians, and Superman pulling the upset.
That would be big.
I'd love that.
He's got as good a chance as he's ever going to get. 2 match points, both his maps.
Means we won't get to see Dry River, won't get to see Japanese.
You'd still have Liths and Japanese for Dry River, which are both very good options against Berbers or Mongols. So it depends how you want to play it.
Well, I think you want to play Islands and get your win.
I think you do. I think you just want to get it locked down now.
Speaking of lockdown, and right now, let's go into Game 4 of the final series of the day. And hey, if Rhea gets this win, we go into a Game 5. So we could have a whole nother hour and a half of this stream. Oh god, I did not expect these series to go on so long.
Because they've been so good.
They have been so good. And Islands, so good again.
Vikings.
Italians.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. I've ordered my pizza. It'll get here at some point between 11 and quarter past, so it says. So, hey.
So you want it to arrive
just as the game ends.
Finishes, just in time for Game 5.
Oh, fuck, yeah. That means that I've just suddenly become a Superman fanboy because I need a Wii and I need some food. But, okay, so you were saying a little bit earlier that you have a leaning towards Vikings.
Yes.
In this matchup.
Yeah.
I've seen Italians take this a lot, and I tend to think of Italians as being the strongest meta water civ.
I disagree. Vikings are the strongest water civ when you're playing water. Italians are liked more because their flexibility to deal with landings is better than Vikings, and they can play several different games of booming with galleons. They can play into a fast fire style like Byzantines would as well. So there are different options for Italians, whereas Vikings, they're playing galleys, they're playing war galley, they're playing galleon, and at some point they're going to add longboats to stop you going fires.
So basically, arrows go brrr.
Their ships go brrr, and that's that.
I can respect that. In fact,
it's a case of you know what's coming. Good luck, have fun.
They're like the Franks of the sea.
It's like Mayans on land. They're going to make archers. They're going to make crossbows. At some point, they're going to make eagles. Good luck.
Here's the thing. You know how much I love the Malians?
Yeah.
And I do. I make no bones about it.
Yes.
The Vikings is traditionally probably my favourite civ in the game, until their sort of recent nerf of losing Thumbring.
We're all still crying over it.
I don't think Vikings were in need of a nerf.
I think their eco could have been touched slightly, but not their military.
Yeah, I think hitting their military was just mean. I could have coped with, like, instead of free wheelbarrow instantly, if they had like a super cheap wheelbarrow.
I think people either wanted it to either cost the res but be instant, or cost nothing but take the time.
Yeah.
Either would have been fine. I think you could have even... Other options were just free wheelbarrow, not free handcart. Again, fine.
I think cost nothing but take the time would be
so then you don't get the villager advantage as well.
Like massive nerf to the Vikings.
You'd still get it instantly because it's amazing.
Yeah.
But actually, no, you wouldn't get wheelbarrow.
But a Viking military.
It's not very good. They are a case of I'm going to win with eco or I'm going to lose.
Not on this map. Not on this map, though. Viking military come in with a whole different kind of flex. And also, De Gaust go rear. Hey, I think rear right now needs as much cheering as possible. A game down, 2-1 to swap man. On islands, Italians versus Vikings. So it's sort of like a 45-55. Is that what we're saying? Like Vikings advantage because
depends
Vikings
who's playing it. But yes, it's Italian against Vikings. Italians are probably the second best option after Portuguese.
Age of Empires. Tell me some stats.
They're the top two water civs. It's going to come down more to how the players play it rather than the civ.
What I want to know is how much Rhea has played water.
Well, he recently played in a water-only tournament that I was also in. And he did play me. And in a very pure meta water fight only, no landings, no nothing, he put up a very good fight.
Before you crushed him like a bug.
Well, if I hadn't planned my exit strategy to win, I could have been in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so...
We've got short distance between the docks. Both are front docked. This favours Italians. You open a couple of fires and then go into galleys. Vikings traditionally side or back dock.
Yeah.
So... Zuckerman could be in a bit of bother. Especially as Italians usually get up quicker.
Fires as well.
Well, you'd only open a few fires. You don't need to go full fire. Like 2, 3, 4 fires and then switch into galleys. Just to make getting the galley mass up for Vikings harder. Kill a fishing ship or two. Put them under pressure. Trap them. And then you hit with the galleys.
So, it turns out that we've got to respect Rhea, because Rhea has gone random in nearly 50% of their games. So, respect. Ain't no faffing about. Random players represent. No strong advantage for their civs. Has only played Gujaras 5 times.
Probably
Means
5
then,
more than me.
yeah. Pretty balanced. But
Great galley.
that balance means that there is not a huge amount of Italians play.
But they're such an easy civ to play on water. And he's instantly spotted the docks. He's already on top. But this is where a couple of fires would have been better. Then you go into galleys.
It's
Because these
interesting.
fires would force that galley away. It would force the other galleys to garrison. It would allow you to put pressure on the fish and start dictating engagements.
It's interesting to go galleys against the Vikings.
Oh no, you absolutely have to. But I just don't think you open galleys instantly.
Right. So you go like 2 fires and then transition
Yeah.
immediately into galleys.
Yeah, because if you go fires, Vikings just go up and make longboats and you're dead.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. We're all learning.
Both are already getting fletching. Well, Rhea will once he gets the food. Although he doesn't have it. Oh no, Zuperman that is. Sorry, Rhea's already got fletching. Zuperman doesn't.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. That's big.
Oh yeah. Oh dear.
He's going to idle his TC to get fletching. It's just too important not to get.
It's on the way. So do you try and keep you like you don't take the engagements right now? You pull all of these ships back as much as you can to.
You try and make Rhea think you're taking the engagement, but never actually do it.
Yeah, certainly not until fletching comes in.
No. So now you're fine. And then it's eco for Vikings with cheaper ships versus cheaper age up for Italians, and then cheaper upgrades.
I guess you can afford to be aggressive if you're Rhea, right? Like, because you've not got to worry about a fire ship popping out close to your ships and wrecking all of your ship.
Yep.
You don't necessarily need to worry about demos because
You can't do it with demos. It's a Tato special.
Ethiopians have the lowest win rate on islands.
I actually quite like Ethiopians on islands. The extra res, the outpost line of sight. They get fully upgraded ships as well.
Get to castle.
Although the last time I
castle.
played them was I randomed Ethiopians against Vikings, and that's kind of shit. Oh, Rhea's killing the fish. He's just snuck a couple of galleys around.
Value.
That's beautiful.
So much value. And
I think you just commit and kill it.
Like, there's a 5 eco difference now between these two. Military mass is close, but I mean, keeping that eco in the Italians' favour is pretty useful.
Rhea's got his fishing ships off to sort of the south side of his island. They're quite safe as long as he doesn't lose this fight badly.
As long as he doesn't flub this.
Okay, he's alright. Both have gone up to 4 docks, which is aggressive, not meta. Usually you try and stick with 3 for quicker uptimes. But more docks does favour Vikings, because their chips. Their chips are cheaper. Their chips are cheaper. Done.
Well, I mean, Rhea is closer to the click up.
Especially as Italians.
But the military mass is quite scary. It's like if he clicks up with like 10 or 12 ships in the early castle,
it's not a big deal.
Like, that's not the end of the world for Vikings. They'll just micro that down.
Not the same extreme as archers versus crossbows.
Yeah. Like, it's so much easier to micro galleys than war galleys.
Yeah.
Which is such an interesting thing. It's like,
I hate war galleys.
I would much rather keep the galleys and have them have upgrades, right?
Rhea is adding in a couple of fires, which I'm not keen on. They're good when ships are in low numbers, not high numbers. And Zuperman is trying to kill his docks as well, which is good. Restrict production. Force Italians to play low eco.
One thing I would like to know is how many ships it is to one shot like a fire galley. It's probably a lot.
So they do 7 damage with fletching, and they get where's their bonus damage? Does it show on here? Oh, 8 extra damage. They're doing 15 damage against ships. There are no fire ships on the field.
That's very unhelpful.
Rare could just pick up a couple of fires. That'd be great. I'll look it up online. So I said 15 damage. Fire galleys have how much pierce armor? 6 ship armor.
4 pierce armor
So
base.
like 4 pierce armor base. That's 10 armor, so they're doing 5 damage. With fletching, they have 100 HP, so it's 20.
Which is very doable.
Well, it's the case of if you get to 5 galleys, you 4-shot them, and that's very doable.
Yeah. With
But
the
I think
micro.
Old school 6 was quoted as the crucial number.
I remember doing. I remember doing that, but I also remember the first few times. Like, so I played back when water was just galleys.
Yeah.
There were no fire ships.
Back in proper times.
Yeah. Like I was playing the game then. I was trash, but I was playing the game then. And fire galleys was a massive change, but like they weren't that broke. Like they changed things a bit, but just because of how microable they were. It was 6, and the reason it was 6 is because the game was.
You needed room for error.
Yeah, well, the game was buggy. Like, you could easily have your units just not listen.
Yeah. Whereas my number is 4 galleys against fires, not 6, which is probably largely to do with DE. This is a great example.
You can take the engagement right now, and it's fine because the micro is okay, and the war galleys, they shoot so fucking slow. And it's like, here's a feudal unit absolutely mopping the shit out of the castle age unit. Like, it's nothing.
Called it.
Like, I'm not surprised when you get hammered like that by that was a bad engagement.
I feel like, yes, it's a bad engagement, but Rhea has one more chance to win this game, which is you just give up water now. You just go boom, imp. Fast fire.
Castles,
right.
Exactly. I think this is.
If you're a civ that isn't like that, so if you're not Byzantines or Italians, I think you can give up now. It's game over. But they're the 2 civs that can do it.
I kind of feel like this has been a relatively long series to watch, to play, especially when you have been upset again and again and again. Like even on Rhea's map that Rhea won, Rhea was still on the back foot at the start.
Yeah.
So Rhea has felt like pressured in every single game. The mentality has got to be absolutely shattered by this point. And to have Suitman playing this well, like honestly, such respect. Great series.
A big upset, and I think you can just say well played.
Yeah. Super well played. And so happy with that. Thank you, Boo, for watching that with me. Thank you, Grandy, for making us watch the bits all over the map the way that you do. It's been so good to have you all in chat.
Occasionally whispering in our ears as well.
It's been fantastic. And this has been 2 really, really enjoyable series. And we are how many days away from...
It was 3 weeks today, so it's 20 and a half days, roughly.
20 and a half days. Holy shit.
Wake up tomorrow, it'll be 20.
I'm looking forward to it so much. I look forward to having a good snuggle with everybody and for drinking in the pib. This will be great. I've been Tom Snuffles. This has been King Boo. We're gonna go eat pizza and have the rest of our evenings. We'll release Grandy. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll catch you soon for more LAN Madness.